Now we welcome you live to Joe R. Sanchez Stadium here in Rio Grande City. It's a matchup between two undefeated teams in District 32 4A here on 956 Sports. It's the Rio Grande City Rattlers playing host to your Mercedes Tigers. Hi everyone, Alex Sobario alongside Carlos Robledo and David Fox here at Joe R. Sanchez Stadium. Glad to have you aboard here on 956sports.com. And you know, guys, we look at the calendar and you circle this game. You probably didn't expect these two teams will be battling to stay among the unbeatens in District 32 4A, but that's exactly where we find it. A huge matchup here for Mercedes and for Rio Grande City.
That's right, Alex. And you talk about Mercedes, the adversity that they've overcome all year long with Isaiah Garza, but you've got Presas who stepped up and come up big for them the last two games. 2 weeks ago, he put up a tremendous performance playing Mission, putting up a little bit more than 400 yards during the game, driving them down in the last, a minute and 40 seconds for a game-winning touchdown. You got to give a lot of credit to this kid, and hats off to the offensive line as well for giving him the opportunity to throw the ball as successfully as all year long.
Both of these teams win 2 in a row here, Carlos, both with wins over PSG Southwest, but the signature victory here is Mercedes' comeback victory against Mission Veterans a couple of weeks ago.
Well, and that is when, Presas came in and people found out exactly who he is, and talking to the coach, they said, well, we always knew that Presas was good. At the JV level, he was even thought of starting at the sophomore level. He was one of those guys that you kind of see go up the ranks, the junior high level, and then freshman year. So they always knew he was good. They just didn't think they were going to need him this year because Isaiah Garza, well, he had to go into that starting role. It took him a couple of games to finally get going, and that's what we saw against Mission Veterans, that he had that arm, he had the capability of throwing down the field, and all he needed was just some reps, and he got a lot of reps in that game.
He certainly did. Winners 36-35 in that comeback victory over Mission Veterans. The Mercedes offense put up 46 points against PSG Southwest. We know that the offense is clicking right now. Let's see what they can do against Rio Grande City, who only allowed 7 points over the last 2 weeks. Those 7 came in last week's 41-7 victory over Roma. Now, Rio Grande City won the toss. They elected to defer, so they will be kicking off to Mercedes. Mercedes will be moving from left to right offensively across your computer screen to start this football game up. That kickoff bounces in the back part of the end zone and out of bounds, so it will be a touchback for Mercedes, and they will get the ball first at the 25-yard line for their opening drive here of the football game.
So we're going to get our first look today at Presas. Of course, he'll be throwing into a wind. Looks like a pretty stiff wind out there, Alex. Somewhere, I'm going to say, based on my fishing skills, I'm going to say around 15 to 18 miles an hour. So he'll have a tough time with that. Although we did see him in the game against Cal Allen chunk a ball 45 yards down, straight wind, right on the money. So, this kid's got a pretty powerful arm.
So we'll see what Presas can do as the Mercedes offense takes the field. Mercedes in their road uniform tops, the white uniform tops trimmed in burnt orange. Numerals in black on the front and back. They've got black helmets with kind of I want to say a metallic burnt orange tiger on the uniform. Presas back to pass, it fires, and it is complete right at about the marker at the 35-yard line. And that was did anybody catch the number on that one? That looked like maybe Edgar Arevalo with the reception.
I want to talk real quick about Javier Banda, who's in the offensive guard position there, who did a great job of holding off the defensive line as he was coming in there, allowed Presas to step up in the pocket and make that throw.
So it is first down and 10. Ball on the 36-yard line is where they're going to give them officially. Out of the spread formation, 1 wide receiver to the left, 3 to the right here of Presas. Presas out of the shotgun, takes the snap back to pass. He'll roll to his right. Presas looking to the right side, and the pass is complete there to Roel Garcia, and he's brought down after getting across the 40, and he's brought down at about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, that's Roel Garcia. He played a lot last year in the secondary, and he's one of those guys, the safety valve and the secondary, plays both sides of the football. He was out last week. The Tigers were still able to come away victorious against PSG Southwest. He was out, a death in the family, so it's good to see him back on the field.
Second down and 3 here for the Tigers against this Rio defense. Rio in their home reds, red uniform, tops and pants and helmets. And there's a run for the first down there by the running back. That's number 25, Gilbert Vela. He had a good game in that game against Veterans a couple of weeks ago, and he continues to move the chains as they get to the 49-yard line.
Good job there by Banda, the pulling guard, comes across the hole and picks up the linebacker and just kind of crushes him, pancakes him, if you will, and opens up that huge hole.
Again, Rio, as we mentioned, will be moving from right to left across your computer screen once they get the ball. They're defending the goal. I guess that would be the goal to the south. And Mercedes right now defending the goal to the north. Presas out of the shotgun here, standing at his own 45-yard line. Takes a snap, immediately swings it out to the left side. It's complete. That's number 7, Daniel Martinez. He was able to get across into Rio Grande City territory and brought down at the 45-yard line of the Rattlers.
You know, those bubble screens are only effective when you've got receivers out there like Edgar Revelo doing a good job of holding his block just long enough, allowing them to make the reception and then break off from the one-on-one with the cornerback.
So now they're inside Rattler territory as we approach the 10-minute mark here in the first quarter. Fans, we invite you to join in on the conversation on Twitter. Follow us at 956sports, and remember to use the hashtag RGV Week 6 as we get the pass complete over to the right side, and it is complete once again to Roel Garcia, and he's brought down inside the 40 at the 39-yard line.
Eric De La Cerda playing the right tackle position, doing a good job there as you see Presas rolling out to his right-hand side. De La Cerda just manhandling the defensive in there, making sure that he doesn't put any kind of pressure whatsoever on Presas. And you give Presas 3 or 4 seconds, he's going to tear up that defense.
So Mercedes will march up to the line of scrimmage here. 3 receivers to the left, still out of that spread formation. Garza lining up right on the numbers here on the right side. Presas takes a snap, immediate handoff. I believe that's to Garza as he gets across into the 35-yard line of the Rattlers. Pardon me, that's Gilbert Vela on the carry there for Mercedes.
Right in front of him, you've got Javier Banda along with David Avila throwing those lead blocks for him, opening up a hole. And it's always a lot more manageable when you've got a 2nd and 5 as opposed to having a 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 10. Doing a good job there from the offensive line, moving the defensive interior line of the Rattlers back.
That's about a 4-yard pickup, positive yardage on every offensive play so far in this drive. 2nd down and 6. Presas takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Again, that bubble screen left side, it's complete. And to Daniel Martinez, he's brought down, though, over near the line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up the first 3rd down of the game for the Tigers.
Daniel Martinez is a name to look out for. He's, the backup quarterback of this team. He's a sophomore on the squad, and one of those guys that's going to be around for a while. Has a lot of speed, and Coach Uribe really likes to use him as much as possible. Maybe not going to be the guy that's going to be in the paper all the time, but look for him over the next couple of years.
8:28 to go, opening quarter. Ball on the left hash mark now. Presas working on a 3rd down here, 3rd down and 6, and the handoff goes here to Vela. Had his momentum stopped, and he switched gears to the left side on a nice cutback, and he ends up getting the 1st down and a lot more as he gets inside the red zone as he brought down inside the 18-yard line.
It looks like there's a pink flag for breast cancer awareness down on the field. Yeah. They're doing it at the high school level.
Well, the NFL got rid of it last week.
It was too confusing, yeah.
Especially with so many players. And it was more, the players were all wearing pink towels, pink spats, pink tape on their shoes. Not to mention you have a red flag by the coaches for challenges. So 8:14 to play here. There is a penalty calling against the Tigers, so it'll remain 3rd down here. This football comes all the way back to the 45-yard line. They need to get to the 30, so it's going to be a 3rd and 15.
From the defense, I'm keen on 21, Roel Garcia.
4 wide receivers, twin split. Presas, the quarterback, has 1 man in the backfield to his right. Presas back to pass, deep drop, fires left side, that pass, and complete at the 20-yard line. Fantastic grab down that left sideline. Pass complete there to Daniel Martinez.
Yeah, and that's just a lot of confidence right there. Presas in his receiver, that he will be in the position where he needed to be, and Martinez certainly was. Good coverage, just a better pass.
Yeah, absolutely. One of those situations where you're trying to make a big play if you're a defensive back. That's exactly what they tried to do, try to bat the ball down just out of his fingertips reach here. Now Presas takes a snap, handoff to Vela, and plenty of red shirts there to bring him down after a couple of yards on 1st down there.
running there to that left side there, right behind Banda again. Banda having a big game, moving the defensive interior line of the Rattlers, has them back on skates. They're picking up at least 2 to 4 yards every single time they run that way.
Gilbert Vela with a huge game last week, guys. I don't know if you had a chance to watch that PSJ Southwest game. One time he caught the ball in the middle of the field, was hit, spun around, and still was able to find the end zone. Another play where he runs right into a mob of javelinas, able to spin out of that and score a touchdown. About a 25-yard run on that particular play.
Trips to the right, handoff goes left side to a different running back. That's Isaac Vela. The sophomore running back running to the left side this time for a few more yards. It'll bring up third down again, though, for Mercedes.
And going back to that pass that Presas threw earlier, he looked really calm in the backfield as the pocket developed around him and made a perfect throw. It seemed effortless as he just slung that thing out there.
4 receivers set, 3 to the right side here for Presas. 1 man in the backfield to his right. Presas back to pass, rolling to his right, looking towards the end zone. He fires. There's only 1 man there who didn't have a chance at a touchdown. Looked like he was just trying to hit the corner. The pass falls incomplete. And it's going to bring up fourth down inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
A lot of credit needs to be given to that offensive line there. They're doing a great job of giving him plenty of time. And, let's not take anything away from the Rio Grande City Rattlers secondary, doing a great job of coverage there, had nowhere to throw the ball.
So they're going to elect to go for it here on fourth down. It's a 4th and 7, ball at the 17-yard line. Presses back to pass, trying to trust those receivers. Fires, and that pass is complete down the left sideline. Nice over-the-shoulder grab. Fantastic grab there by Vela as he gets inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Tigers.
Sorry about that, Carlos, but you realize that in that play, the linebacker actually came in and saw that the running back was going to take off and took off with him. And you got to give Presas a lot of credit for just dropping that ball in right over the linebacker's shoulder. Perfect pass. It looks like he scored.
They did give him a touchdown.
Yeah, got into the end zone.
6-0 lead here for the Tigers. Boy, I thought he was brought down just shy of the goal line, but nevertheless, it is a touchdown. And through the uprights, it's good. So it was 6:28 to play here in the opening quarter. The Tigers strike first, and they lead at 7-0.
Not a bad little gamble there for Coach Uribe going out with fourth down. Shows a lot of confidence that he has in Presas and then an offensive line and the entire offensive team that's out in the field.
Absolutely, and you just see so much confidence, guys, from this Mercedes offense right now. You looked at the early in the season, especially that first game where they were shut out by Cal Allen. A lot of people were questioning whether the offense would be strong enough with Presas at quarterback, but they've just done a phenomenal job in practice, especially over the last 3 weeks of getting everyone involved, changing the looks, moving receivers around the field, going to the running backs. I mean, they've really got a multifaceted offense here in Mercedes.
And I think in having seen the game against Mission, probably one of the defining moments, not only prior to the drive that we will call forever the drive in that game, was Presas as he was coming off the field, a little dejected from the series before that, a little upset with himself, and it looked like he was a little fatigued. And, in my mind, probably he was hoping for another opportunity to get out on the field. And once he did, he most definitely capitalized on that opportunity and took them into the end zone for the game-winning touchdown.
So the Tigers will now kick it off here. It's going to be a squibber. It's going to take a bounce over near the 20-yard line. They still haven't picked it up. Now they have it over at the 20-yard line. Nice shifty running there from the return man, getting it all the way down the left sideline, across the 40, across the 45, midfield, 45, 40, knocked down hard and out of bounds, but a phenomenal return there by number 17, Jose Costello.
Yeah, and if it isn't for Samuel Maran, the kicker, to come over here and really be the safety valve, because that's what you're supposed to do as the kicker. You're the last one there. That's a touchdown. That was just like you talked about, a phenomenal run there, juking and driving against some of those Mercedes Tigers who had great coverage. But now, the really hard part for the Mercedes Tigers offense looks really good. They've been struggling defensively. Rio Grande City's offense has been very, very good. And now the Tigers with the backs against the wall here, because Rio is already in their area of the field.
Ball on the 40-yard line here inside Tiger territory. Handoff goes to the running back. Up the middle it goes, down that left hash mark. That's Ubaldo Perez, the ball carrier for Rio Grande City. Gets near a first down as he's at the 32-yard line.
In on the tackle there for Mercedes, Jose Riojas.
Already quickly getting up to the line of scrimmage. I'll hand it off again, this time to the right side. It goes. Once again, it is Bettis. Picks up the first down as he was able to grind his way to the 25-yard line.
And the Rio Grande City, this is our first time we see them. They come out here in a hurry-up offense. I mean, and I don't even think this is, getting plays from the sideline. They already have, maybe it looks like the first couple of plays scripted here because they're going in a hurry.
Here we go. The snap taken and it fired incomplete. The intended receiver there, Eduardo Garcia.
The Rio Grande City comes into this game the second-ranked offense in 32-4A, and they're a real balanced attack, over 1,000 yards, 1,152 rushing yards, and they pass 829 yards so far on the season. So a real balanced attack for the Rio Grande City Rattlers.
Noe Gonzalez III is the quarterback, takes a snap. It's going to be a keeper. He's going to take it up the middle on the draw play across the 20, across the 10, and brought down over near the 5-yard line. And, man, does he have deceptive speed right there. He just kind of turned it on, and just like that, he went from the 25 to the 5 in no time.
Yeah, he was reading that defensive end there who was being blocked there by Carlos Eligio, number 55. You look at him on the left tackle position there. He's a big kid. He just smeared that defensive end and allowed him to open that big hole.
Gonzalez on the silent count, takes the snap, runs to the right side, tried to shift gears, gets inside all the way, looks like maybe to the 2-yard line, but he's done a nice job those last two runs of following his blockers and waiting for the play to develop.
Did a great job there, Cesar Martinez did. He was sealed off the edge and allowed him to get to the outside. This drive has only taken in the 5, and it's been a minute and 6 seconds.
So it'll be second and goal here from the 2-yard line. Gonzalez takes the snap, hands it off, and I don't believe the running back got in. The running back, Ubaldo Perez, was the ball carrier there.
Well, one of the strong suits of the Tigers is going to be Ricky Hinojosa as he comes up right there wearing big old number 93 for the Tigers. And, he's hard to move out. He plays that tackle position, and right there on that time, he was able to stuff and hold the Rio Grande City Rattlers out of the end zone.
4:41 to play here, opening quarter, 7-0 Tigers. Third down and goal from the 2-yard line. Gonzalez, the quarterback, out of the shotgun. Two receivers to the left side. Gonzalez takes the snap, going to take it himself, following his blockers, just trying to stay on his feet. He's in there, touchdown, Rattlers.
He ran again right behind big 55.
Yep, and
Carlos Eligio.
And a lot of it also there was the quarterback doing a very good job as well. He muscled his way in there. And, he was only a couple of yards out, but Rio Grande City with an impressive drive. Of course, it started right at the 40-yard line, but still they were able to finish the job. Special teams got it started, and the offense finishes it. And now here they are, an extra point away from tying this one up.
Minute 46 seconds for that total drive.
Didn't take long. The kick is up, and it is good. So 4:26 remaining. Here in the opening quarter, the Rattlers answer back with an equalizer. It's 7-7 here at Joe R. Sanchez Stadium in Rio Grande City. And just got to mention real quick our sponsors for the game and all of our broadcasts here on 956 Sports. Got to thank our friends, the Payne Auto Group, our friends at McDonald's, and South Texas College. Thank you for your support of Valley High School football here on 956 Sports.
Also want to take the opportunity real quick to thank the Rio Grande City School Board, Basilio Villarreal, Robert Bobby Gutierrez, Cesar Gonzalez, Noe R. Gonzalez, Leonel Leo Lopez Jr., Daniel Garcia, and Ruben Klein for their leadership and for allowing us the opportunity to utilize their facilities in calling this game.
Great facilities. We want to thank the IT staff here as well for getting us all set up with the internet in the press box. So we can get this game to you, not only audio streaming, but also for the video broadcast later on tonight. So 7-7 our score here. Great accommodations here in the press box, nicely renovated.
Double-decker now.
They put these renovations in. I believe last year was the first year of the renovations, especially with the new scoreboard. Beautiful Rattlertron over here. And just a phenomenal place to watch a football game here in Rio Grande City.
Alex, I know you've called games all over the state, and for you to make a comment that this is the second favorite place.
It's like my second favorite place to call a football game.
And I say that only because I know where your first is, and that's my hometown. So.
And there's a muff over at the 3-yard line by the Tigers. Might have been by design. He got all the way to the 20-yard line. It looked like he had some running room. developed there. On the return, number 14, Edgar Arevalo gets it to the 20-yard line, but had a little bit of problems with the kickoff there, Carlos.
Yeah, it bounced around a little bit, right around the 2-3 yard line. But he was able to recover quickly, and sometimes when that happens to you and you pick up the ball, you have so much adrenaline going, and also the coverage team they won't follow their lanes anymore, so they start to break out of their lanes because they see the opportunity for a turnover, and it opens up some lanes for the return man. I think that's what happened there, and he was able to get back to the 20, or get to the 20.
So here we go, Mercedes with the football now. Second drive of the game. Presses the quarterback out of the spread formation. 3 receivers to the left. Presses takes the snap. Big boy rolling to his left. Firing down the sidelines. He's got a man. There was some contact. And
never turned around.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking, because there were a couple of defenders in the vicinity, and you're right, he was basically face guarding the receiver and not allowing him to see. He never turned around and gave an effort for the football.
Yeah, so there is a pink flag on the field once again, and once again it's just throwing the ball out there, letting your receiver go after that one. Didn't see who the receiver was.
15 yards, the previous spot, automatic first down.
And so, the defender, he put his arms up in the air like, hey, I didn't do anything, or, I didn't touch my man. Well, yeah, unfortunately, the referee saw it in the other way.
You want to talk real quick about Brian Ledesma, who's on the left side of that line there, who held his block just long enough for Presses to get that ball downfield. Offensive line is doing a really good job today of keeping the defense on its heels.
4 receivers set here for the Tigers. Are on the left hash mark. First down and 10 after the penalty. Ball on the 36-yard line. Presses back to pass, rolling to his right this time. Fires in a full extension effort, but incomplete. The intended receiver was Roel Garcia. Great effort there, but the pass was just a bit out of his reach towards the sideline.
You talk about confidence, and Presses playing this game with so much confidence. He has 2 big district victories under his belt, and he just goes out there and knowing that he can sling that ball easily 40, 50 yards down the field. I think that helps and gives him a little bit of confidence as well.
Absolutely. Tigers so far played well on the road this season. They're 2-1 away from their home stadium. Let's see if they can make it 3-1 with a victory here over Rio Grande City at a very tough place to play here at the Rattler Pit. Presses back to pass, fires, he's got a man, and it is complete once again to Garcia. Pass was caught at the 40-yard line. They pushed his momentum towards the 35, but his forward progress ended at the 40-yard line, so about a 5-yard pickup there.
David Avila doing a great job there, picking up the blitz and allowing Presses those extra 2 seconds that he needed to get that pass off. You got to give him a lot of credit for being able to read that defense and pick that up.
This is a big third down right here, guys, for the Tigers. You got to get this first down, especially once the team scores. You don't want to give the ball right back to them and kind of play that momentum game. You don't want to do that right now. You're on the road. You need to get a first down right here and keep this offense rolling.
Especially with Rio Grande City, a team, and this is a team that's always been one that drives on having the momentum, so you want to make sure you cool it here. Presses back to pass, rolls to his left this time, had a man, but it falls incomplete, just bobbled it, slid to make the catch. So
it's a catch.
Oh, it is a catch.
Yep, it bobbled. That's Joshua Garza. They bobbled in the air, and he was able to make the catch. Yeah.
Wow.
And what a nice pass by Presses once again on the run, unbalanced. Didn't stop and set his feet, and was still able to throw it out there on a line to his receiver Garza.
Well, great job there with all the effort. That's where the tip drills come in. So it's going to be a first down here for the Tigers at the 48-yard line as they get closer towards Rattler territory. Presses back to pass. Here comes the rush. Screen pass. It's complete there to Martinez. Gets across midfield. Lunges forward across the 45 to the 43-yard line.
Eric De La Cerda out there made the initial block right there, and one of the linebackers coming there in a hurry. But unfortunately for the Tigers, Martinez couldn't get away from the other liner. But still, second short is not too bad. Don't take that.
That's actually the perfectly called play for a play where the defense was actually blitzing, and that nice little bubble screen worked out really well. It's a good job from the scouting team for the Mercedes Tigers.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Vela trying for this first down here. It's exactly where they give it. Gilbert Vela trying to run with his blockers there. He did not pick it up. In fact, looks like a no-gain situation there for Vela. So it'll be third down here.
Yeah, good job on the other side. Alex Castañeda, big old number 94 for the Rio Grande City Rattlers. You know, wearing all that red and, you know, that Rio across the chest and being someone from Mercedes and playing against these Rio Grande City guys. You know, it's there's a lot of pride for those Rattlers. And here, big third down once again.
Third down and 2 here for the Tigers. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Melee in the backfield with Presas. Fakes the handoff. Screen to the left side. It's complete once again to Martinez, and I believe he just got enough to pick up the first down there as they one of the officials has him at the 42-yard line.
Are you going to talk about it, or am I going to talk about it?
No, go right ahead.
The block by Alemalo out there. I mean, he just made a really nice seam out there, and that's what you want to do. Edgar Alemalo, he had that linebacker coming in a hurry to go after, and it might not be enough for a first down, but Alemalo did a very good job of picking up that linebacker coming in a hurry.
Well, we'll get the measurement here, and it looks like, very, very short.
Yeah, about 6 inches or so. And if I'm Uribe, I go ahead and go for it, man. You got Gilbert Vela out there. You can do a hard snap. Many options right here for the Tigers.
Well, your quarterback's a big boy, too. I mean, you only need 6 inches, get it under center, take the snap, and go.
Yeah, I'd hate to be the guy in front of that when that train comes down the track.
I mean, you're in the territory here where, you know, it's hard to punt because you've made it into the opposing team's territory, but you're obviously too far for a field goal.
You got a pretty, experienced offensive line down there as well, so I don't think Coach Uribe hesitated at all. They're going for it.
They are going for it. It will be out of the shotgun, however. They're not putting Presas under center, which I expected. They got 2 men in the backfield. Presas will be the ball carrier. Penalty markers do come out as he gets to the 40-yard line. Initially picks up the first down as he gets to the 37, but hold on, folks. This one could be coming back.
Well, from what I saw, it looked like maybe it was Rio Grande City that was offsides.
They did let the play go, so you're thinking it may be that. It is encroachment. So, yeah, offsides against Rio, so it is a first down no matter what.
So Coach Uribe 2 for 2 on what some people may say questionable fourth down calls, but Carlos and I have been calling games with Mercedes for 4 years or 5 years already, and we've seen him. We like to say the confident calls that Coach Uribe makes on fourth down.
Couple of penalties on this drive for Rio Grande Cities that have led for positive yardage, big positive yardage for Mercedes. As Presas takes a snap, fires quickly, and that pass was incomplete. Man, did that come out of his arm quickly.
Yeah, he's got a great release. You talk about that being there in a hurry, and Garza I don't think was ready for it. It was thrown a little bit behind him, but still, it's a catch he should have made, and he'll probably make later on in the game, but he got there in such a hurry. Presas just 2 steps drop, fires, and Garza I don't think was ready for it.
Garza will be sure to get a lot of targets here in this game. Presas, back to pass, another screen, it's Vela at the 30-yard line. He's brought down, so he does pick up about 8 yards there for the Tigers.
One of the things that Presas does so well, there's some of the little things here and there that you might not realize. Everyone says, yeah, he's got a great arm, yeah, he's a big body, but there was a perfect example right here. He looks over here towards the right. It looks like he wants to go deep down the field, knowing that he's going to go to the left, so he kind of freezes the safety off to one direction, throws in the other. Little things like that he's really starting to do, and as the season continues, hopefully going into the playoffs, they're going to be so big, later on down the season.
7-7 our score. Presas is the quarterback, 4 wide receivers. Presas back to pass, standing at the 40. Here comes the pressure. Looks like they had him for a second. Now 2 more shirts. They bring him down all the way back at the 45-yard line. A 15-yard loss for Mercedes.
Yeah, and the coach over there is telling him, hey, you had a man right there down the field. Don Smith, the offensive coordinator of the Tigers, talking to Presas, saying you got to get rid of that ball in a hurry. And instead, he took his time, and once again, he has all that confidence in that big arm. Like, he's a big guy. He can break tackles. That time, Rio was able to catch up with him.
The big guy for Rio is Jose Newman, number 90. who got in there in a hurry.
Hello, Newman.
First quarter comes to a close here at Joe R. Sanchez Stadium in Rio Grande City. We're all tied up, Rattlers and Tigers at 7 apiece. Glad to have you aboard here on 956sports.com. Alex El Barrio alongside Carlos Robledo, David Fox, and we're glad to have you aboard here for Mercedes Tiger football. And two teams that are unbeaten in District 32 4A battling it out here. Now teams will switch sides of the field. Mercedes now on offense. They'll be moving from right to left offensively across your computer screen. And Rio Grande City, when they get the ball, they'll be moving from left to right. Rio Grande City defending the goal to the north. Mercedes right now defending the goal to the south. And Mercedes will punt the football away here on 4th down. And it's just kind of a pooch punt. Takes a bounce at about the 28-yard line, and that's where they will cover and down it, as Rio Grande City's offense will take the field. So a promising drive by Mercedes stalled there, guys.
You know, and here's the funny thing, right? As the second quarter begins, Rio Grande City's only getting the ball for the second time in the entire game. You know, and that's because their time
scored in like 90 seconds.
Yeah, their time of possession was 90 seconds, and obviously Mercedes had the ball the rest of the quarter.
So 4 wide receivers here for Rio Grande City. Again, Noe Gonzalez III is the quarterback. Takes the snap, penalty markers come out, fires left side, and the pass falls incomplete. See pink flags on both sides of the field on the sidelines.
It's going to be offsides over here. The Tigers were sending a man from the secondary, and I think he just jumped that line of scrimmage just 1 second too early. I think it's going to go against the Tigers.
You're offside, number 45 on the defense.
Now Jacob Pettis a little too quick on the jump there. And Rio Grande City will be able to turn a 1st and 10 to a 1st and 5 here without doing anything.
Are they calling out numbers again, the officials?
I guess so. You know, this is the 3rd week in a row where I've heard numbers, so maybe it's allowed this year. Gonzalez takes the snap, hand off left side, and may have gotten 4. Ball carrier there was Ubaldo Perez. But a 4-yard pickup. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Rio Grande City has a couple of guys in the top 10 in 32-4 as far as rushing is concerned. Costello has 415 yards, 4 touchdowns. Gonzalez, 409 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Handoff once again. They're going to get the 1st down as they get inside. Well, they get right to the 40-yard line. Looks like Bettis again, the ball carrier.
They're just hugging that left side right behind Carlos Eligio and Efrain Costello.
Another 32-4A scored a pass along Mission High and Roma. They are scoreless after 1. Once going, Gonzalez, the quarterback keeper, escapes from one would-be tackler, ends up turning a broken play for a loss into about a 2-3 yard pickup.
Gonzalez, one of those guys, you know, that is like you talked about, is very, very quick. Once he bounces out, he finds a lane, he can move down that lane pretty quick.
And we'll work out of the shotgun here. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Works off that silent count. Gonzalez back to pass, got rid of it, and that's a dangerous pass into traffic. And it just kind of stayed up in the air. Pass falls incomplete, but there were plenty of white shirts that looked at it and just thought, man, if I was in position, I could have caught that.
It's one of those floaters.
Jose Rojas now once again putting pressure on Gonzalez there on that last play. Is now the Tigers starting to send an extra man, and this is what we saw a lot of when they played against Mission Vets. When they come out passing, they'll send an extra guy, put pressure on the quarterback to make a play, and it looks like, you know, once again Rojas is setting up on that far side of the field, and they might be going after him once again. Also look out for Jacob Perez on the near side.
Well, the Rio Grande City was going to empty the backfield here, but a timeout taken by Mercedes. Again, fans, we invite you to join in the conversation on Twitter. You can follow all of us. Follow the main website at 956sports. My Twitter handle is ADB Sports Guy. Carlos, you're what, at 956 Carlos?
Yes, Carlos at 956 Sports.
Okay. So make sure you follow all of us on Twitter. Join in the conversation. If you're listening to the game, tell us where you're listening from. 7-7 our score here with 10:36 to play until we reach halftime.
Really like, we talk going back to the stadium once again as we have a little bit of break. They have the grass field out here, and that's something you really don't see, in these football stadiums anymore. They got the big board, they got the new press box, but probably down the line they'll probably be getting I don't want to call it AstroTurf, but the artificial turf down on the field.
5 wide receivers. Back to passes. Gonzalez on 3rd down and 7, looking, firing, and that pass is going to be making a divot at the 45-yard line. It falls incomplete and is going to bring up 4th down for the Rattlers. One of the things that's unique about this stadium, guys, is it's not on either school's campus that uses the stadium. The Rio Grande City High School is a little bit further to the west, going towards Roma. Gruya High School is out, going back towards La Jolla. So the old high school is on this campus, but the football stadium is something that neither school uses for their JV anymore.
The field's in great shape.
Yeah, it really is.
Because this school used to have a terrible field because of everyone would use it, from the freshmen, the junior highs. I played on this stadium when I was in 7th grade. But
that was what, in 2004, 5?
When I was in 7th grade? 7th grade. I was in. It was probably 1996, 5. But I believe only the 2 varsities play on this field now, if I had to remember correctly, since both high schools have their own fields for soccer and for their sub-varsity football. The punt will put Mercedes back on offense at the 27-yard line. So here comes another opportunity for Bresas in the offense to try to break this tie.
And a good job by that defense of the Tigers to stop the Rio Grande City Rattlers and force them to punt this ball. They put a lot of pressure on Gonzalez, forced him. A better job by the secondary because there was really nobody open.
Now the offense working with the wind. Bresas fires right side, and that pass is complete. And some good running there. Didn't see didn't catch Martinez. The numbers. Looks like Martinez.
Yep. And there you see why they like this guy so much. A little sophomore out there. There's a man right on him. Just juked him out, was able to get by him, and he probably should have had no gain at all. Instead, he picked up 5 yards, and that's why they really like Martinez out there. He's got those quick, shifty little moves, and he is playing. He also plays a little bit of quarterback as well. We saw a little bit of the Wildcat against Cal Allen. They'll bring in there and run Daniel Martinez at quarterback as well.
Boy, they really love these bubble screens over at Mercedes, huh?
It is definitely a big part of their offense.
3 receivers left side, 1 to the right. Bresas hands it off to Vela as he gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Vela running right behind again. Banda doing a good job all night long, opening up that hole as he's the pulling guard.
And Vela's really come into his own as well. Now he's starting to get a little bit more of the headlines. He was the playmaker last week. The week before that it was Presas and Joshua Garza. Now it's Vela. So we're starting to really find out who the different people that are stepping up here for the Mercedes Tigers.
1st down and 10, ball at the 37-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Bresas working out of the shotgun, calling out some signals to his line. Now gets the snap. Back to pass. Plenty of time. Fires right side. It is just off of the fingertips, and it's incomplete.
Bresas just looks so comfortable back there. We talked about this the entire game already, but you just see him going through his progression and taking his time and understanding where the plays are going to be made or where they're not going to be made, and when the defense is about to have that pocket collapse, and when that gets to that point, he releases the ball. And I've noticed all the passes he's thrown today have only been in a place where his guy can catch it. That's one of the things that I've noticed he's done really well.
Yeah, not only can he throw the ball deep down the field, he's been very, very accurate with the ball as well.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Again, 4 wide outs. Bresas back to pass. Staying in the pocket, pushes off a would-be tackler. Now a couple of more red shirts come towards him and bring him down at the 25-yard line. So about a 12-yard loss there for Bresas and the Tigers offense.
Yeah, he's got to go through those reads. One guy's not open, got to find that second guy, and he's not a very fast guy, but he is able to move down the field if he needs to. That particular play, there was no place for him to go, but he needs to start getting rid of that ball here a little bit quicker.
It was a very strange play because there was really no drop back after he took the snap, so it kind of surprised me that he stayed exactly in the same spot for that long.
Looked like he had an opportunity to throw somebody a post, but I realized that the linebacker had filled in that hole and kept the ball wisely.
So Presses back to pass, drops back this time, fires, got him, and deflected once, and it falls incomplete. Right there, potentially to make the interception, was Abel Lee Ortiz of the Rio Grande City secondary. Dove for it, but it was a little too short for him to grab it, but that's going to bring up 4th down for the Tigers. I thought a pretty good job by the Rio Grande City defense on that one.
Yeah, I like to see the Tigers get Joshua Garza involved a little bit more in the offensive game. You know, he's leading the team in total yards, actually leading the entire district in total yards. Is Joshua Garza with 485 yards, but unable to really get him involved in this passing game so far.
So 4th and 21 for the Tigers, and they'll punt the football away. Football's back on their own 28-yard line. And they will indeed. A solid punt. It's going to bounce over the head of the return man. It's going to be scooped up. Oh, he still hasn't got it. He's going to fall down on top of the football at about the 12-yard line. I don't know what he was thinking.
It looks like he totally misplayed that ball because, you know, he had an opportunity to return that if he wanted to, but it just went sailed over his head. I don't know if he lost it. And then once it started to bounce away from him, he tried to go after it and lost it. And he, you know, like you said, he bobbled it a little bit. So very dangerous right there. The Tigers catch a break because now they have Rio way back over there, on the 12, 13-yard line.
It's a 57-yard punt. And these are the freshest legs in the field right now because the Rio Grande City Rattlers have had the ball for 3 minutes, 12 seconds.
The return man was Abel Lee Ortiz. There's a pass that fired incomplete. The intended receiver was Cesar Martinez, number 10 for Rio Grande City. And the Rattlers have the football. They're moving from left to right. They're working against the wind now.
Martinez is a big boy out there. He looks like he's about 6'2", maybe 6'3". Surprised they haven't gone more to him, but he is leading the district in receptions of 25. He has 25 receptions.
Gonzalez back to pass, screen. It's complete to Gorena. And the ball came loose there at the end, but the player was already down.
Yeah, poor Jacob Pettis. You know, he was trying to do his best. He was the first man that was there for the Tigers, but there was about 4 offensive linemen out there that just took him out of the picture. He just tried to slow him down at least a little bit.
I beg your pardon, there was Jose Costello on the carry. The 17 looked like an 11 there. Snap taken by Gonzalez, hands off to the running back, goes up the middle between the hashes, get to the 30-yard line. That is Costello again, the ball carrier, number 17.
Rio Grande City doing a very good job running the ball a little bit to the outside. They pass here, pass there. Kind of have the Tigers, wondering what's coming next.
Ball splitting the hash marks here, 7:23 to play here until halftime. Running back again, takes it to the 32-yard line, maybe a little bit more. It's Costello staying busy here on this drive.
Don't be surprised to see Noe Gonzalez actually pull the ball back out from Costello's gut here pretty quick because they're leaving him uncovered every time they run that play.
Got to also watch out with number 10. He's, Cesar Martinez, that big, tall wide receiver.
Yeah, they'll spread him out here. Handoff once again. Costello maybe gets to the line of scrimmage. That's 4th down now.
Good job once again by that interior line. And looking down to the field, I saw 73, but there's no 93. Ricky Hossa obviously out of the game. And playing now in that position is Jose Gomez of the Mercedes Tigers. 4th
and 2 on their own 33. And penalty markers come out. And a false start called against Rio Grande City, so that makes the decision easy for Carlos Longoria.
And coming back into the game is now big Ricky Novosa, having himself an all-district type of year. And looks like they're just kind of rotating those interior linemen a little bit.
So Roel Garcia back deep to receive the punt here for Mercedes.
Tigers going to have the ball in just outstanding field position now. And look out for Garcia. He's one of those burners down there that can really break something open.
And the quarterback Gonzalez is also the punter, and he's going to take a bad punt, bounces at the 42 and out of bounds over near the 45-yard line inside Rattler territory.
Pink flags on the field. Maybe the NFL shipped their pink flags down to the valley.
It was interesting. The story came out this week that the pink flags were going away. in the NFL. Just too much confusion with the pink towels and the pink socks and the spats and everything else that the players are wearing on the field that are pink.
The officials also have pink whistles and pink bean bags. I'm having my binoculars down on the field now, taking a look, so a little bit of pink going on all over the place.
Officialsupply.com is certainly making their fair share of money in October.
This game has been going on for almost 18 minutes, and Rio Grande City has had the ball less than 5. They've got to be happy that they're tied 7-7.
So first down for the Tigers all the way at the 30-yard line. I don't know if there was a personal foul. I didn't really hear the official. 4-receiver set. Presas back to pass, standing like a 40, fires, the pass is complete to Vela, escapes the defender at the 30, and he's going to get tackled just as he dives inside the 25 near the 20-yard line.
Alejandro Castañeda, first man there on the scene to try and tackle Vela, but Vela is probably one of the more elusive backs in this district. Did a good job of shrugging him off and picking up an extra 5 yards.
It looks like they're going back and telling Presas, look, here's the play. We're going to run that one particular play because, the last couple of drives they've given the option to read down the field. I think this time they said, look, let's just run that screen back again to Vela, get that confidence back up.
Handoff to Vela this time. So he gets inside the 20. He needed 2 yards to pick up the first down. He looks like he got it. They spot the football at the 19. That's where he needed to get to pick up the first down. Referee does indeed move the change, so it is a first down for the Tigers. 7-7 our score, 5:29 to play here until halftime. Both teams scored on their opening drive of the football game, but that was it. Have not had any turnovers. Presas, handoff, Vela runs up that left hash mark, now tries to bounce outside the numbers, inside the 5, rolls ahead to about the 3-yard line.
Got that. If you get this running game going now for the Tigers, they're just going to be that much more dangerous. The passing game has looked good. Last week, of course, you were playing against PSG Southwest. Now they get that running game going with Vela now inside the 5-yard line. Look out here for the Tigers. They can be one of the top offenses in 32-4, maybe in the Valley, if they can get that attack to be more balanced with a running game.
Nose of the football on the 4-yard line officially here. Presas takes the snap on the first and goal from the 4. Handoff, and he's in there for the touchdown. That's Roel Garcia.
Same play. They're running right behind Jay Martinez and...
Beg your pardon. Hang on one sec. That is Vela in for the touchdown. I'm sorry.
That's all right. And Brian Ledesma, the same two plays in a row running to that same side. Those guys did a great job of opening up those holes, allowing for those quick 6 points.
Yeah, and Isaac Vela also very, very patient. Didn't just go and try to just squeeze in there. He waited for that, little seam to open up and waited for those blockers to get in their position to move those big bodies out of the way. Then he went in for the score.
So here we go, extra point away from this being a 7-point game. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and that one is good. So 4:54 remaining here until halftime. And the Tigers have taken the lead 14-7 here on the Rio Grande City Rattlers.
I think it was a minute 12, a minute 14 on that drive, if I'm not mistaken.
So 4:54 remaining here until we reach the intermission. The Rattlers will get the football now. And again, Dave, as you mentioned, Rio Grande City, they scored really quickly on that first drive that they had, but they haven't really had a long drive since then. They haven't done much offensively. And time of possession really in Mercedes' favor.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Rio Grande City, they've done even less and had the ball even less. They've had it for somewhere under 5 minutes, like 4 minutes 46 seconds or something like that.
Well, I think also you got to give some credit to the Mercedes Tiger defense. That very first drive, they played vanilla defense. Let's just go after them, 4-man rush. Everyone else sit back, and Rio Grande City just took it to them. They came back, made their adjustments, started sending an extra man here, an extra man there. So you got to hand it to the coaching staff for making those adjustments to slow down the Rio Grande City Rattlers.
Yeah, it's kind of like a heavyweight fight, right? The first round or second round, they're just feeling each other out.
Here comes the return down the right sideline. Another solid return there for Rio Grande City. It's Damian Muniz on the return there for the Rattlers as he gets it outside the 30-yard line.
That may be the spark that they need to get things going. A big return, and with 4 minutes 46 seconds left on the clock, certainly plenty of time for this high-octane offense to punch it in and go into. They'd love to go into the halftime with a score, knowing that they're going to pick up the ball first coming out in the third quarter.
So 4:46 remaining here until the intermission. Again, Noe Gonzalez, the quarterback. Ball on the right hash mark here. Gonzalez takes the snap, hands off, goes left side to Costello. Gets inside the 35 and hit hard over near the, looks like the 37-yard line.
Looks like there's a pink flag out on the field.
You're right, over near the 40. Talk over to the official here.
Holding on number 19. 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Holding call against Rio Grande City, and penalties really has been the story tonight for the Rattlers. They had a couple on defense, and now big holding call there pulls them back again.
A wonderful birthday and many more. Love, Jackie, and Daisy. A lot of birthdays here tonight.
4:33 to play. So we reach halftime. Gonzalez takes the snap on the 1st and 15. Fires left side on the screen, and it's complete, but not much there. In fact, they lose some yardage. And great job by the Mercedes defense of just jumping on the ball carrier there.
Yeah, Jose Rojas did a great job there. Wasn't fooled at all by the quarterback fake to the right side of the field. Stayed with his man, kept his read, and was able to jump all over that play.
So 4:04 to play. 14-7, second down and 16 after the 1-yard loss. 3 receivers on the right side, 1 to the left. And we got 1 man in the backfield. Gonzalez standing at his own 20, takes the snap. It's a low one, and not much there at all. Mercedes crowd going crazy for the defense right now.
Yeah, and that's because Jose Rojas, number 15 out there, once again, I don't know if it's a stunt or they're sending an extra man out there, but I think he's just reading the quarterback. So you talk about that read option. He was able to read that one himself and get Gonzalez and bring him down.
Yeah, the one time Gonzalez decided to pull the ball back out on his own, they called his bluff quick.
Lost some more yardage. It's now 3rd and 19, ball at the 24-yard line. Gonzalez takes the snap, hands off to Costello, gets to the 30-yard line, and that's where he has to slip up. He tried to shift gears there, did Costello, but ended up slipping on the turf, and then the white shirts were there to bring him down. It's going to bring up 4th down here.
Now Mercedes obviously recognizing the opportunity to capitalize on this. Again, Rio Grande City had the ball for less than 2 minutes, putting them somewhere in the vicinity of around 6.5, maybe close to 7 minutes of time with the ball. But Coach Uribe taking the opportunity, knowing that he's going to have some decent field position, takes the timeout.
And you got to hand it once again to the Mercedes Tigers defense in struggling over the past week. Last week they played against PSJ Southwest. When you win 46-36, you gave up some yards because you certainly gave up some points. And here we are. The Tigers have only given up 1 good drive. This is a defense that's ranked. What are they? They're not ranked very high defensively. They're 5th ranked in the defense. But the offense for the Rio Grande City Rattlers, they come in here, 2nd ranked offense in a 32-40, right behind Mission Veterans, averaging 385 yards a game. And so far, the Tigers, have looked good. Their defense is stepping up to the plate here against Rio. And once again, because of that defense, they're going to get the ball in really good field position right here with still 2:55 left in the first half.
Do you kick to Garcia or not?
Oh, my goodness. Almost blocked.
Almost a block here. They're going to wave it off, and they're going to take a great Tiger bounce as Rio downs it right at midfield. So, again, phenomenal field position here for the Tigers, and plenty of time left. They do only have one timeout remaining, but plenty of time, 2:46, only half of the field to get into the end zone.
Jose Almaraz on special teams was able, when you get those defensive linemen in the backfield, something happened there to Rio Grande City. He was able to get through a little crease and almost blocked that one. Good job there, Almaraz, a junior defensive lineman for the Tigers.
So 1st and 10, ball at midfield here. Presses the quarterback. It's on the left hash. 3 receivers to the right side. Presses going to roll to his right. Plenty of time. Fires. That is complete at the 45-yard line of the Rattlers. And out of bounds at about the 42.
That's Roel Garcia out there on the nice little catch and the nifty little move to get a couple of yards. Looks like there is an injured player on the field, and it's good to see the Tigers get Garcia back into the game. You get Joshua Garza going once again. Vela, is already pretty important to this offensive machine that the Tigers have, and they could be going up here a couple of touchdowns before the half.
And certainly it's important for them, knowing that Rio will get the ball coming out of the chute when the third quarter starts, to put some kind of points on the board.
Yeah, and I don't think we're done seeing Rio Grande City yet. You take a look. You look at all those offensive numbers that they have out there. That we still haven't heard from Martinez, with leading the district with 25 receptions. I think he has 1 catch so far. 240 yards, 8 touchdowns for the young man. So I think in the second half, the Rio Grande City Rattlers are going to come out here and make some adjustments, and we're going to have a totally different ball game. We saw that, Alex, against Mission Vets.
Absolutely.
They shut them down in the first half. The second half was totally different.
Exactly, and you saw Mercedes really struggle that entire second half until that, obviously, the final drive of the game. You just couldn't find a way to move the football against the Veterans defense. Veterans marched their way back. So, again, as we see a lot in the high school football ranks, sometimes it's momentum, and sometimes it ends when you get to the halftime intermission, especially with these halftimes being 28 minutes long. It's hard for players to stay loose. It's hard for them to stay focused as you take them out of the game for a good half hour.
We're on the home side, so just let our viewers know, the people that are watching this game on the late broadcast, we will be showing both bands in halftime performance here tonight. So that's also my cue to Darren, our camera guy outside, to go ahead and videotape that halftime show.
The raffle at half.
4 receivers set here for Mercedes. Presses takes a snap on 2nd and 2. Standing in midfield, he fires. He's got a man. It's complete. Fantastic grab there from Daniel Martinez, and he's brought down inside the red zone at the 20-yard line. Just go up there and get it there, Daniel.
I would hate to play darts with Presas. This guy is just throwing them all over the field, right on the money, just beyond the outstretched hands of the defender, and right into the hands of his own receiver. Just phenomenal play.
That was sick. That was sick, as the kids say, man. I mean, he just threw that one over the defenders, like you said, David, and it just, like, they didn't even have time to, it was going so fast, like, oh, I got this. No, I don't. Because it has so much velocity, his passes do, and that was just, this kid is just putting on a show. I know, Villarreal right now, probably the front runner for all district, but, he's going to get some awards. I know the season is not over, but I think Press is going to get some postseason awards, definitely.
And he does not play baseball, right?
They might start doing some recruiting. Why not? You got Bart Bickerton now, the new head coach, Mercedes from Sherryland. If you need a good pitcher, a good right-hander on the mound, why not Rene Presas?
All I know is if he didn't get those hands up, it was going right in his face. One of those things.
Absolutely. That was coming in a hurry. And good job by Martinez. The good hands to make that catch, man.
Reset it here. 1st down and 10 at the 19-yard line as Mercedes
As much as they're throwing the ball successfully, you might want to also take a couple of running plays here to kill some time because they're already inside the 20 with still 2:26 to go. You don't want to give Rio any opportunity to pick up any kind of momentum.
2:26 to play until the intermission. First down and 10 again. Ball at the 19-yard line. Presses back to pass. Ball was on the left hash. Fires. It's a screen pass. It's Vela. It's complete at the 15. Knocked out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, you talk about wasting some clock. That time he steps out of bounds, so that'll stop the clock now here for the Tigers. And I like the way the Tigers, once again, spreading that ball around. It's not just one guy. We haven't heard much about Joshua Garza, but they're spreading it around here a little bit and utilizing all their weapons.
2 minutes and 16 seconds now. Again, as the clock stops. Second down and 3. Ball is at the 12-yard line. So, again, the Tigers can still get a first down to get a first and goal. Back to Presses, hands it off there. And wow, nice shifty running move back and forth into the end zone. Touchdown, number 24. It's Isaac Vela into the end zone for the score as the Tigers add to their lead. They now lead at 20-7. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go here until halftime.
Vela scores on a great play, but you got to realize the block that's thrown by Gilbert Vela, taking out the linebacker who was making a beeline to catch the other Vela who had the ball. And he just kind of took him out on a roll block, flipped him over on his back, and allowed Vela to score.
But did they leave too much time? Not that they left too much time, but now the defense is going to have to go out there and play a little bit, but it also gives Rio Grande City another opportunity possibly. They got 2:10 now. The extra point is good. They got the 2:10 now, and they got 2 timeouts. So anything can still happen here in the final couple of minutes here left in the first half.
I think that drive was a 42 or a 48-second drive for the Mercedes Tigers.
And Samuel Moran, good to see him back in. I know y'all weren't there last week at the game, but Moran struggled a little bit with those extra points. It's good to see him back out there. Now hit all 3 of his extra points. We don't really talk about the kicking too much, but when you're someone like me and you follow the Tigers all season long, you start picking out these little things, and that's something you're going to need. Once the playoffs roll around and some of these more, other important games come about. This is a good one. But also you got Ed Couch-Elsa next week. Is it the 25th next week? I don't know. The Tigers play Ed Couch-Elsa next week. I could be wrong.
I think they play.
They play Valley View next week. Ed Couch on the 25th of October. Yep.
Right. So you get to those Ed Couch-Elsa games. You get to those Roma games. You get to the games we're going to be a little bit tighter, and you're going to need every point possible. That's my point. So I'm glad that Moran is back in the groove of things.
So Isaac Vela, the sophomore, has 2 touchdowns in this game. So if you had Gilbert in your high school fantasy football, it's not a good night.
Exactly. You'd probably be starting Gilbert.
Isaac could be your flex player.
Yeah, exactly.
21-7 is our score. A lot of production from the flex spot then. 2:10 to play here until halftime as Mercedes will kick it off, and this one, kind of a bad kick, is going to bounce at the 35.
I just got it.
And the Mercedes has the football.
Is that Moran who got it?
Wow.
It looks like it's number 6 out there, Alex.
It looked like
Ryan Lozano.
If you have a speedster down the sideline, that's really the perfect place to put an onside kick, a little bit further down, and that's exactly where it would bounce at about the 35, 33-yard line, and wow.
I'm glad they have 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock now.
I mean, they could score 4 more times the way they're going. Now, did he kick that, or did he hit that with a pitching wedge? Because that thing just hit and spun back up right into his receiver's hands.
Nice,
oh my gosh!
Backspin on that one for sure.
That was fantastic. So the onside kick gives Mercedes the football again. Here's Vela down the right sideline, inside the 20-yard line.
Had the pulling guard there, Javier Banda, to go behind and pick up a nice little first down here for the Tigers. Talk about momentum, and that offense struggled for a couple of series in that first quarter, but after that, man, they've been putting it together now.
Yeah, Banda has had a tremendous evening, opening up a bunch of holes there for the Velas.
So here we go, 1st and 10. Here's Vela right side, inside the 20, near the 15-yard line.
Man, Rio Grande City has to just be stunned. Big victory last week, going up against Roma. And, they come in here, let's take on the Tigers. We're 2-0 in district, but right now the Tigers just handing it to them.
1:34 to play. until we reach the intermission here. Mercedes looking to put some more points up on the board. 2nd down and 7. Handoff again to Vela, and that's near the 12-yard line. You know, I know we're talking football here, but David had to mention on the car ride up just the phenomenal concession options that are usually available here in Rio Grande City, and I think we're seeing some of them.
Yeah, we're seeing all kinds of stuff right now.
The spiral potato chip. Whoa.
Here's Vela again inside the 10, following his blockers into the end zone. Touchdown! Gilbert Vela.
Gilbert Vela, once again, Javier Banda leading the way with a pulling guard, and the Mercedes Tigers offense is now rolling a couple of touchdowns for Isaac Vela. Now Gilbert Vela gets into the mix, and this Tigers offense is just on a roll here. You know, now about to make it 28-7, and Moran is good once again, and Tigers looking good offensively.
There's a couple of points for Gilbert Vela in the fantasy football real quick. That whole drive was Gilbert Vela.
He was certain he was going to get his points. You know, Isaac got the last 2 touchdowns. Now Gilbert gets in on the action as the kick is up. And that one is good. 58 seconds remaining until the intermission, and the Tigers have busted this one open, and it's happened really in the last 2 minutes of gameplay. You know, 28-7.
Roel Garcia did a great job there, not only on this hold, but the hold before and on the previous kick of getting the ball down. The snap from the previous kick was actually behind him. He got it down in a hurry. And this one was low, and he picked it up off the ground and got it on the tee. Doing a good job there helping, Moran to get those extra points.
You know, what's so dangerous about the Tigers offense, not only, you know, are they able to move down the field, but they're also able to chew up a lot of clock. And when you're up by 3 touchdowns like they are right here, you know, it's going to be very difficult for Rio to get back into the game now, down 28-7. Now, I know they're going to get the ball back here first, but once the Tigers get that ball, you know, it's like a control type of offense. Yeah, there's a lot of passing, the bubble screen, like Alex said, they like that bubble screen, but they do a good job of controlling the clock, running it down, and really controlling that football.
Assuming that Rio holds the ball for 58 seconds, their time of possession will be just beyond the 7-minute mark for this game.
When you're doing all those calculations in your head.
Can you imagine?
Very, very good. I'm impressed. One of these days we'll have a statistician up here to help us out.
We'll get Woody Howell over here.
And all kinds of trouble for Rio Grande City's special teams unit. Across the 20 to about the 25-yard line. Looks like that was Costello on the return there for the Rattlers. Got to the 25-yard line. So 49 seconds remaining in the period. Two timeouts remaining here for Rio Grande City. Should they elect to use them if something good happens here on first down for them.
Good job by that special teams coverage team out there. Jair Robledo, number 4, also for the Mercedes Tigers. Great coverage there by them to go down the field and stop these guys from, you know, they get the ball at the 25-yard lines. They've really made their adjustments after that opening kickoff to them.
And a good kick there by Moran, too. It's good to see he took out the driver instead of the pitching wedge there and drilled it all the way down to the goal line.
And now the Tigers need to finish here. You know, that's a good little run there by the Rio Grande City Rattlers, and here they go back into that area up offense. No time for the Tigers to relax. You don't want, you know, defensively, you don't want to just allow them to move down the field. Let's kind of keep that momentum going into the half. It's going to be offsides there against Mercedes. Looks like just a little jumpy there with Jacob Pettis. And now Rio Grande City close to that first down.
Number 55.
Yeah, Pettis looks like Palomalo there, trying to time the snap and get it right on the money and just kamikaze with his body and get across the line and try to stop somebody for a big loss.
25 seconds remaining here until halftime, 28-7. 2 timeouts remaining still for the Rattlers. First down and 10, ball at the 38-yard line, their own. Noe Gonzalez III as the quarterback. His 3 receivers to the left side. Pass, it's fired. Intercepted by the Tigers. And it's Roel got to see it on the right side, changing direction to the left side of the field. And a red shirt brings him down from behind. It was nearly a horse collar tackle. But wow, Roel got to see it, just got in the way of that one. It looked like a very good throw at the when it left the arm of Gonzalez, but got to see it right there. Great defensive position, and he comes up with the interception. And the Rio fans, who are usually loud and boisterous, making all kinds of noise, they are left silent.
And the Tiger offense comes into the field. You know, now they're I have a lot of momentum. They got a 28-point lead, or not 20, 21-point lead, up 28-7. Got 12 seconds. Lost a couple of seconds. I saw 14 there, and one timeout.
So Presas back to pass from the 45, fires, and it is complete.
Timeout.
With one timeout remaining, they take it. Pass complete to Jeffrey Rodriguez, number 85 for the Tigers. We haven't called his name, but he came up with a phenomenal grab right there.
Great catch. Once again, one of those passes where you're going to throw it. You got a small window for Presas to throw it to, and he throws it right in the spot there for Jeffrey Rodriguez. Good hands for him. Right there in his face. Good coverage, but Rodriguez able to make the catch, and Tigers in business right now, the 13-yard line.
Again, Presas putting the ball where only his receiver can get to it. A phenomenal job.
This offense is running away. That's one of those little seam right down the middle. You got your slot receiver, but Rodriguez he's more of a bigger guy. Usually you see your slot receiver, smaller type, Wes Welker type, but not Rodriguez. He's got to run maybe 6'1", able to get his big old paws on that ball and bring it down. With 6 seconds, you got time for about one more play. It's got to be a quick play down the field. And let's see if they decide to try a field goal, I should say, or they're going to go ahead and pass it. Nope, they're going to go ahead and try for a touchdown here. They're going for the jugular here on this play.
I'm going to go for a touchdown. They lead 28-7, 6 seconds remaining. Presses the quarterback, 4 receivers, and 1 man in the backfield. It's Vela. Presses got twin receivers to the left and right. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Just floats one up there. He's got a man. Ball tip. Deflected. Almost there. And it falls incomplete, but there are penalty markers down. And it would have been a holding call against the Tigers, it looks like. So even if he had come down with it, it likely would have been wiped off the board in halftime anyway. So that's it. Halftime here in Rio Grande City, but man, what an exciting last 2 minutes there of the second quarter there, guys.
Yeah, and you got to like, if you're a Tiger fan, you got to like what you see down on the field. They're up 28-7. They sputtered a little bit there towards the second part of that first quarter, but offensively, they've been moving the ball pretty nicely. They, of course, couldn't finish this one, just ran out of time, but the Tigers' offense looks good defensively as well. I mean, Rattlers only have 7 points, so they look good on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Yeah, for the few minutes that they've been on the field, they've done a really good job. And of course, with the time of possession, obviously being in the favor of the Mercedes Tigers, don't count the Rio Grande City Rattlers out, as they're going to come back with some fresh legs in the second half.
Not only that, they'll get the football first to start the second half. 28-7 our score. Mercedes with the lead over Rio Grande City. Fantastic end. Tigers putting on a clinic there at the end of the second quarter. Again, they have a 21-point lead over the homestanding Rio Grande City Rattlers. We'll have the halftime entertainment for you. We'll kick it off with Mercedes' high school band, and then Rio Grande City's band will take the field after that. But for us, we're going to take a break. That'll do it for now here on 956 Sports.
Turn off these microphones. Test.
Officers are captain, meeting guards.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Co-captain, Aisha Kumar.
Test.
First Lieutenant, Chris McMahon. Second Lieutenant, Nancy Ramirez. And Third Lieutenant, Larissa Garza.
Test. Test.
I'm a old dirty dog all day. No way, Jose. You girl, no way. Happy Monday.
The Mighty Tiger Band will now perform our 2013 Pigskin Jubilee Marching Band Show. Selections include Rise and Shine, The Morning Commute, Daydreaming, The Commute Home, Enjoy, A Day in the Life. Solos include Elizabeth Longoria on flute, Lorenzo Guerrera on trumpet, Justin Fonseca, alto saxophone, and Jose Vega on bassoon.
La Merly, sí, sí se nota. Qué bueno. Yes. Yes.
Drum majors, let's get to work.
Yes, así. Because she's very old.
football fans, it is my pleasure to introduce to you one of the highest performing high schools in the Valley as recognized by Rio Grande Valley Academic Magazine and one of U.S. News and World Report's best high schools in the country, the Rio Grande City High School Mighty Rattler Halftime Show.
The show is about to start.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the gems of our town, the Rio Grande City High School Diamondbacks. Co-captain Yamilex Basan, Captain Geraldine Garcia, Major Jessica Sativa. Please help me congratulate tonight's Diamondback of the Week, Miss Yaretsi Tanguma. Tonight's performance is a prom routine entitled Let's Dance.
Let's dance in the house. You better
one with the black shirt. That was pretty
Good evening, and thank you for spending your halftime festivities with us. The mighty marching Rattler Band invites you along in their journey to unleash the immense power of the Phoenix as it overcomes the forces of darkness to discover its inner strength. Under the field direction of drum majors Fernanda Benavides, daughter of David and Ida Benavides, Eufresino Veloso, son of Emerito and Elizabeth Veloso, and Alfredo Prado, son of Victor and Olga Prado, for your enjoyment, the mighty marching Rattler Band and Rise of the Phoenix.
They had fried Twinkies.
Directors include Mr. Pedro Ochoa, Ms. Lizette Castro, Ms. Angela Cruz, Mr. Eric Garza, Mr. Guillermo de la Cruz, Mr. Albert Diaz, Mr. Alfredo Cortina, Mr. Raymond Arana,
Hey, one.
Check. Check. Test. All right, you hear everything?
And a very delicious intermission here at the Rio Grande City's Joe R. Sanchez Stadium. You got to take advantage of the concessions here. The spiral potatoes, the fajita tacos, all fantastic. And we get ready for more high school football second half action between Rio Grande City and Mercedes. Tigers with a 28-7 lead. Here on 956sports.com, Alex Obario alongside David Fox and Carlos Robledo. And guys, Mercedes really turned on the pressure there at the end of that second quarter.
Yeah, they got some help from special teams. They started off this game when their special teams kind of failed them on that kickoff to Rio Grande City the first time the coverage team was out there. But they got a little bit of a break. They got a turnover right there. And then another turnover by Roel Garcia. So there's 2 turnovers so far in this game. One of them led to a score. That last turnover did not lead to a score. But, you give them this Mercedes high-powered offense. You give them a little bit of help with a couple of turnovers, and they're going to put points on the board. So we'll have to see, of course, if it's going to be one of those tale of two halves like we had against Mission Veterans, or will the Tigers be able to sustain that momentum going in here in the second half.
Tigers kicking off to the Rattlers here. The Tigers, again, taking advantage of a lot of things on special teams, but Rio Grande City picks up the squib kick and then run down the right sideline. It's Christian Longoria down the 45 inside Tiger territory. Great piece of running. Again, the Tigers went with that squib kick right in the middle of the field, and I think Rio Grande City sniffed it out. They put Longoria right in perfect position to scoop it up off of the many bounces, and he took it all the way inside Tiger territory.
Well, if you're Rio Grande City, this is exactly what you want. You want to get the ball in good field position, give your offense an opportunity here. You're down 28-7, but a whole half to go. And here go, Rio Grande City now. The ball once again in good field position. Let's see what they can do.
Noe Gonzalez, the quarterback for Rio Grande City. 3 receivers set. He's going to hand it off to the running back. It's Ubaldo Perez, who's gotten a bulk of the carries for Rio Grande City so far in the game. Nice spin move as he got across the 40-yard line, and he picked up maybe about 4 yards there. 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Yeah, you would think that the Rio Grande City is going to try to establish more of the running game here. The quarterback, Gonzalez, struggled a little bit in that first half with the turnover and really kind of short-arming a couple of balls. So let's see what he does here. Maybe establish more of that running game.
3 receivers set, 2 to the right side. Gonzalez hands it off. Once again, it goes to Perez. Try to hit the corner. Gets inside the 30, out of bounds, hit hard at the 25-yard line. The officials not calling anything extra. It looked like he may have gotten hit after getting out of bounds, but no whistle.
Yeah, Roel Garcia kind of spun him around there. He was already out of bounds and threw into the ground. Lucky that was not a one of those plays roughing the whatever extracurricular after the play, but was not a personal foul. Lucky there for Roel Garcia.
So the Rattlers, for the first time since their first drive, are moving the football. Gonzalez on the quarterback keeper, a designed one. Doesn't get much there. Gets to about the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more at the 25-yard line.
Got a couple of rushers in Costello and Gonzalez that can both run with the football, and it looks like that's what the Rattlers are going to establish here in that second half. Just kind of grounded pound, use that big offensive line that they got out there before they start to throw it down the field.
And we talked about how big of a football game this is, especially for Rio Grande City playing this game at home. Both of these teams 2-0 in district play, but really this is the first test of the season for Rio Grande City. That pass falls incomplete. The intended receiver there is Cesar Martinez. Mercedes, at least in their 2-0 record, they faced one of the favored teams in the district in Mission Veterans, and they got a victory there. So they're 2-0, slightly more impressive than Rio Grande City's 2-0.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Still, Rio Grande City's got the meat of their schedule still to go. So do the Tigers, but this is one where Rio Grande City says we need to get this victory.
Here's Gonzalez, hands it off left side, and not much there, and the defense picked up there for the Tigers as they had that one sniffed out all the way. Once again on the carry was Ubaldo Perez.
Getting on the tackle there is David Alvarado. I want to join the broadcaster. I was enjoying the tacos that we were talking about, Alex, earlier.
And we got to, good kudos and a good job there, Rio Grande City. It is a carnival-like atmosphere, kind of like the state fair. They had the spiral potato, they had the fried Twinkie, also had the funnel cake, and of course elotes. We're in the Rio Grande Valley, plus your fajitas and all that. So just a great choice of food down there for Rio Grande City.
Here's Gonzalez back to pass here on 4th down, trying to escape the pressure, and he's tackled for a loss. A quarterback sack for the Tigers at the 35-yard line. So what looked like a promising drive for Rio Grande City turns into the first turnover of the game for the Rattlers.
Good job there by the secondary for the Mercedes Tigers, not giving him any time whatsoever to find an open receiver. And even if he would have had some time, I don't think anybody was uncovered, whether they'd have been in the flats or out in the deep route.
I beg your pardon. It was the second turnover of the game. We did have an interception there at the end of the first half.
And there was also good job by Jose Almaraz, number 90. He was in there putting a little bit of pressure, and then Ricky Hinojosa went in there and cleaned it up.
So ball on the 34-yard line, hand off to Vela, right side for the Tigers across the 40. Keeps those legs churning, got across the 45, so it looks like it's good enough for a Tiger first down, as it'll be at the 46-yard line where the ball will be spotted. It is a first down for the Tigers.
Now Rio Grande City just can't, lay down and play dead here. There's still a lot of football, to be played in this game. A little turnover here, a little break, a little something. They just got to keep battling here against the Tigers. They cannot quit right now, and that's going to be the job of the coaches down there to keep them going.
Just what I was going to say, they need probably a defensive turnover here to try to get the momentum, anything back their way. Here's Presas back to pass, looting one defender. It looks like we're going to get a holding call as a penalty marker comes out. Long pass down the right sideline, but just kind of juking and jiving was Presas, trying to spin away from the defenders. But again, a penalty coming out, and it's going to be against the Tigers.
Yeah, they already indicated holding against Mercedes right there. So spot foul, 10 yards from there.
One of the things that is impressive about Presas is, as strong as his arm is, he's really got a really soft touch as well. Dropping balls in like kind of a teardrop at Tony Parker's type. Teardrop passes. He threw that one there just a little bit beyond the outstretched arms of the intended receiver.
So it'll be a repeat of first down after the 10-yard mark off. But it's going to be 1st and 20 here for the Mercedes Tigers.
And if you're the Mercedes Tigers, you want to play smart football now here. Don't take too many chances, throwing into those tight windows. Maybe go back to your bubble screens. Get, Gilbert Vela involved in the game a little bit more. Chew up some of that clock. I don't want to say play conservative football, but certainly be careful with the ball.
Pass fired and complete. Plenty of running room there. And looks like he got to the 20, to midfield. That was 20. That was Roel Garcia, I believe, on the reception. No, is that a 1?
Yeah, 21.
Okay, that is Roel Garcia on the reception there. Gets inside Rattler territory at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that's a huge pickup right there for the Tigers, because instead of being second and long, it's second and manageable now. So good job by them to not move the chains, but move the yard marker.
16-yard pickup there. The handoff will go to Vela, right side across midfield. Gets inside the 45, and he's going to pick up the first down at about the 42-yard line.
I hope Vela is very close friends with Banda, because Banda is just tearing up big holes all over the place, allowing him to pick up all those yards.
Yeah, also Eric De La Cerda on that right-hand side, playing right tackle over there for the Mercedes Tigers, a senior offensive lineman doing a nice job. It seems like every time they run to the right, Vela have chunks of yards to go and run for.
28-7 our score, 8:33 remaining in the third quarter. Tigers on top of the Rattlers here. It's 1st down and 10. Ball at the Rattler 43-yard line. Ball on the right hash mark out of the shotgun. Presas not dropping back after taking the snap. Pass is complete, however, to Edgar Arevalo, trying to escape a defender by cutting it. Started left side, then he switched it back to the right. Gained of about 8 yards there. It'll be second down and 2.
Presas had the secondary guessing there as he dropped back, or didn't actually drop back, just took a step back, looked to the left, looked to the right, then back to the left again and made a pass, went through his progression, found the open receiver, and then just drilled a dart right into his hands.
I've never seen a quarterback do that. Take a snap out of the shotgun and basically not move. He plants his foot, and that's it. 4 receiver set, 3 left side. Handoff goes to Vela. They only need 4, and they are going to get it. Man, he just keeps those legs churning, doesn't he? Picks up the first down for the Tigers.
And that's what he played last week. It was just an incredible game and a lot of heart, a lot of desire. And you see him, he's not a big, stocky guy, medium-sized type of running back. But you're exactly right. Alex, he moves those feet and tries to, pop open a little space there and get more yards.
They didn't give him that extra effort officially. It was only a 3.5-yard pickup. So it's going to be third and a short one here for the Tigers. They'll work out of the shotgun here. Here's Presas. Handoff goes left side here to Isaac Vela. Picks up the first down and more, but there are penalty markers on the field.
Yeah, there's going to be holding over here on the left-hand side, left tackle or someone over here.
I think it was Vela who actually trying to help him out to tackle and just, although they'll call out the number right now, 72. Got to get used to their calling out the number thing.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think if I recall, back in the 80s, I remember them used to call out the numbers, and then it stopped for a very long time. It would just be offense or defense, but all of a sudden here, I guess it depends on the official. Starting to hear that they're calling out the numbers again.
I was just thinking about this is completely off topic, but the pink bean bags. In a regular play, you have a yellow flag and a white bean bag, and I believe there's a blue bean bag as well. If the bean bag is pink and the flag is pink, that's confusing. Pass is almost interception as Presas threw into traffic. The intended receiver there down the sideline was Josh Garza. And Carlos, you mentioned we haven't heard his name very much, and he said they'd like to get him more involved in the offense. They were looking to him and finally got a target, but not a very good pass towards his way.
Yeah, Josh Garza, he's the guy that really tore it up, in that game against Mission Vets and came out and had such a, phenomenal game there, like over 300 yards receiving for him in that game. And then they shut him down in the second half until he made the game-winning or game-tying score. And he's been a little quiet here tonight.
We have to think that they're probably keying on him, so that's why we're seeing such a showcase from the Velas as the Tigers punted to the Rattlers, picked up at about the 10-yard line and not much else. Got maybe to the 14, and that's it. So long way to go for Rio Grande City, and not only on this drive but in this game, down by 21 points.
Nice little punt there by Royal Garcia. Low trajectory, forcing the ball to hit the ground and then bounce hard over about another 7 or 8 yards, making it difficult sometimes for people to pick it up. And, this time the receiver was able to get it and bring it downfield for a nice little 5-yard gain.
I'd like to give a little bit of credit there to Rick Blanco, who nice coverage down the field, never gave up on the play, and bringing down the return man.
Noe Gonzalez, the third, the quarterback for Rio Grande City, comes to the line of scrimmage, calls out the signals, now steps back into the shotgun. 3 receivers set, 2 to the left side, fakes the handoff. Gonzalez takes it himself, gets across the 20, up the right hash mark now, and he's brought down at about the 25-yard line. It's going to be good for a first down on the 11-yard pickup.
That time, he using that little option play. Fake to the running back, takes it up the middle, and they fooled everyone. Ricky Hinojosa, nobody really there in the middle. 4
receivers set, 1 man in the backfield. The 4 receivers are split. Back to pass. Gonzalez to the right side. It's complete at the 30-yard line. Receiver picks up a little bit extra yards. That's Martinez, Cesar Martinez, with the reception for the Rattlers, and they pick up another first down. And this drive, it starts a lot like their first drive did.
Martinez, awesome job there to break tackles, able to get, I don't know if it was Roel Garcia or one of the other defensive backs for the Mercedes Tigers, but that big boy muscles his way.
Here's the handoff. Not much there after maybe about a 1-yard pickup with 5:45 to play here in the period, and we do have an injured player on the field for the Rattlers as the athletic training staff comes onto the field. Ball's at the 30, going to be at the 38-yard line, so probably about a 1-yard pickup here. As this drive starts for Rio Grande City, we talked about them having some trouble moving the football. And one of the things that helped them on that first drive, guys, is being able to get up to the line of scrimmage quickly.
Yeah, it seems like once they do that and they get into some kind of rhythm, they do very well. But unfortunately for them, in the first half, once they started getting into the rhythm, they'd either have a penalty or a turnover ruin the drive for them.
I'm going to go ahead and talk about some scores here from across the Rio Grande Valley that I found, on Facebook. Juarez Lincoln, these are all halftime scores, and La Jolla, they're all tied up at 0-0. And then we have, what else? Sherryland over Edinburgh. That's actually a second quarter score. They are leading 26-0. Donna over Edinburgh Villa, actually that's tied at 3. Memorial over Rowe right now, 28-14 in the second quarter. Westlaco leading PSJA North 20. Jeez, my eyes are giving out on me. 28-0 at the half. East is leading 70-14 to 0 at the half.
How about this one, guys? In the third quarter, Roma leads Mission High School 16-14. We'll give you some more information on that game. Getting across the 40-yard line is the running back for Rio Grande City. The Eagles have also made a change at quarterback. I don't see a reason yet why on Twitter, but Steven Cavazos is now in at quarterback for Mission.
A couple of big 3A, 3As now. They're starting their district. We got Rio Hondo leading La Feria. A little bit of a surprise there, 20-0 for your 3A fans out there. Port Isabel, no problem with Progreso. You expected that 27-0. Rio Grande, Raymondville leading Gruya at the half, 14-0.
So it looks like we have a third down and 6. Gonzalez back to pass, fires and going up and getting it incomplete and picking up the first down at the 49-yard line. Fantastic grab there. I believe that was Eduardo Garcia on the reception for Rio Grande City.
Yeah, Jose Rojas was there in on the coverage, and it looked like he had him covered, but just kind of mistimed it a little bit. Nice little pass there. Hey, they're getting a little spark off the bench. Who is this guy at quarterback now? My goodness.
3 receivers. Here's Gonzalez handing it off. And wow, just keeping those legs churning. That's Costello again, the ball carrier. Jose Costello, number 17.
This drive very reminiscent of the first drive of the game. Started off very deep in their territory, and again they're getting into their little groove here.
So second down and about 3 to go here for the Rattlers after the 7-yard pickup. Here's Gonzalez taking the snap, and he's not going to get much there. They had that design quarterback run sniffed out on the option play there.
Rick Blanco gets rid of his tackler, extends his arms, is able to move away from the Rio Grande City blocker, then go after Gonzalez. You like to see that from your outside linebacker. This is a quick quarter, guys. We're already under 4 minutes, and nobody has scored.
I don't know if you said this score yet, Carlos. Port Isabel is leading their game over Progreso 42-7 in the third quarter.
You got a better update than I do.
3 receivers set for the Rattlers. Third down and 8. Here's Gonzalez, takes it left side, trying to find some running room outside the numbers, gets across the 40, down the left sideline, the 30, the 20, turns it on, touchdown Rattlers!
Wow. Flag on the field, guys. In the backfield over here, you see the pink flag right around the, 43-yard line. Might be coming back.
In the immortal words of Brett Musburger, hold on, folks. This one's coming back.
I'll tell you what, he showed some speed getting around that corner and then turned the afterburners off. They had an angle in him, and that angle was not enough to get to his heels.
You're going to have holding like you saw down in the field, but he did a fantastic job. The stiff arm there, and Jose Rojas got away from it. It looked like Rojas out there with the stiff arm. And that's the big break that they needed to get back into this game. And they're going to have to do it again, though, because the flag is bringing them back.
Again, we talk about them getting into a groove, and then, of course, they have a penalty that kills the momentum that they've had. Now, this is probably, the third time, Alex, that this has happened to them?
Yeah, absolutely. Rio Grande City certainly has been the victim of penalties. They had a couple big ones defensively, a pass interference call and a offsides play. And they've also had a couple of big holding calls against them. Third down and 8. Third down at about 16.
Big third down play here, Rio Grande City. Man.
If you're Mercedes, make sure you know where Martinez is at.
He's been kind of quiet, but yeah, you're right. He's a playmaker.
Got to get to the line of scrimmage. 4 seconds left on the play clock. They got to get it off here. 2 seconds, 1 second. They get it off. Here's Gonzalez back to pass. Fires left side. Bobbled but complete. But not much after getting back to the original line of scrimmage. The pass received by Cesar Martinez. But it's going to be third down and about 8 to go. And the Rattlers are electing to go for it, knowing that they need to pick up a first down here.
It's actually it's fourth down.
So 4 receivers set. Gonzalez back to pass, looking, eluding the defense, fires. That pass! Grabbed it, complete! Fantastic full extension grab there by Eduardo Garcia. He just went out and got it. That wasn't even in his wheelhouse. It was low, it was about knee-high off of the ground, and he picked it up for the first down.
Yeah, Roel Garcia gambled a little bit on there, got in front of the wide receiver, but it was just a better pass by Gonzalez away from Garcia, and that's why the reception was made.
3 minutes to go, third quarter. Tigers hanging on to a 28-7 lead. Rio Grande City looking to put some offense on the board. Pass, right receiver, complete, down the right sideline to the 25 and out of bounds. Once again, that's Martinez with the reception for Rio Grande City, and they continue to move the chains.
Rio Grande City showing that they can run the bubble screen as well. And a good job of downfield blocking there by Damian Muniz, making sure he held his block long enough, allowing Martinez to pick up those extra yards.
5 receivers set here. They really spread them out now. Empty backfield here for Gonzalez III. So is he NG3?
Sounds like it.
As Gonzalez takes it upfield, quarterback draw play inside the 20, dives forward across the 15 to about the 12-yard line, and NG3 continues to make it happen here for Rio Grande City on this drive.
Playing with a little bit of a sense of urgency now is Gonzalez and the Rio Grande City Rattlers. Not going down on that initial hit. They're breaking tackles now. Martinez did that on the play before this one.
Timeout taken.
Wow.
Rio Grande City taking the timeout. A little surprised.
Yeah, you got the momentum going your way. You got the defense back on their heels, and certainly the flow of the game is all in your favor.
It might be one of those, hey, our guys have been on the field for a very long time. Let's give them kind of a breather here. Let them get some air. But either way, the way you see it, the coaches, they know their players best, so that's maybe why they call the timeout. Let's talk to our guys, make sure we get something out of this. It's a very nice drive. Give them a little pep talk here and make sure that the kids stay focused and they get 7 points out of this.
Yeah, I will agree. It's been a very long drive with pretty much all of the same offensive players. It doesn't seem like a very deep roster for Rio Grande City in terms of extra guys at their positions, especially with all these teams going in the spread. Those same receivers are out for every single play. 2:37 to go, third quarter. First down and 10, ball at the 12-yard line. Quarterback draw. NG3 takes it inside the 5, trying to push the pile forward, and gets to about the 3-yard line. We'll be very close to another first down.
It's the second time they run to that right side. They're running right behind 52. That's 62, I'm sorry, Eddie Garza.
Just a long, methodical drive.
Coming up with some big plays on fourth down, on third down. Had to come back after that penalty killed the touchdown as well.
So we had some trouble getting the stick man to the spot. It's going to be second down and 1.
Same play.
And it's going to be the same play, like you said, David, into the end zone for the touchdown as NG3 gets it in from 3 yards out. And the Rattlers finally get back on the scoreboard after 21 unanswered by Mercedes.
What about the resiliency of that team? They score a touchdown, they bring it back, and they've got a 3rd and 16, 3rd and 17, and they end up taking the drive down and putting up 6 points on the board real quick. You got to give them a lot of credit for not giving up. Carlos talked about that earlier on in that drive, how they needed to find some way to create a spark, and those coaches were able to do that, and you got to give them a lot of credit for it.
So the deficit cut in half by Rio Grande City. It's now 28-14 with 2:22 to play in the football game. And guys, the Rattlers are right back in the football game.
Yeah, when you're at home, you're playing good football. You don't, we talked about that. You don't want to put your head down and just kind of give up mentally or physically. And once you get that touchdown, now you get that pep back in your step. A little bit more confidence. And one little break now, and it's a 2-touchdown game. And Rio Grande City certainly does have a little bit of momentum here. They're making the right plays offensively. Now can their defense now step up to the task?
Or their special teams. Maybe they pull out the pitching wedge right here and try and get themselves a little onside kick.
The crowd, the music's now going. You know, the crowd was real quiet. Alex, you had talked about how usually a ruckus crowd here at Joe R. Sanchez Stadium is now, they're up, and you know, they're making some noise. Got the music blaring. That's all home field advantage, baby.
Absolutely. You know, they got the band on the field here to try to get as many fans in the stands. You know, the stands, they're long, but they're not high here at Joe R. Sanchez Stadium. So to capitalize on that, they put the band on the field down here.
Here comes an onside kick. I'm just guessing.
And the Rattlers put this one in the air.
And I
it's going
guess
to be scooped up at about the 20-yard line. Rattlers get there quickly, and they'll bring the return man down at about the 30-yard line. Looks like Vela was the return man there for Mercedes.
Now let's see what Mercedes does here. You know, if I'm the Tigers, I go back to what got you here is just your little bubble screen. The more safe play to Vela, Gilbert Vela, Isaac Vela, the little bubble screen. And instead of trying to stretch the field so much, go back down to your bread and butter plays. Try to get 5-6 yards.
And chew up the clock as well.
I remember
some first downs, yeah, exactly right.
I keep thinking back to the Veterans game. Mercedes was basically trying not to lose in the second half instead of trying to win the game, and we get a run to the left side by Vela.
And that's all you need right there. Go ahead, get 4 yards. Chew up some of that clock. Get first downs. Get some more confidence going. And once you get that running game, it's going to open up the deep pass later.
What's been very successful in this game to differentiate between the game against Veterans is the running game in this one. Very successful on the run by several backs for Mercedes, and they're not having to go to the air very often. You mentioned we haven't called Josh Garza's name very much. Well, there haven't been really a lot of pass plays, comparatively speaking. 2nd down and 5 here. Presas back to pass, fires, and we talked about Garza. Either he ran the wrong route or Presas called the wrong one, but Garza was just running a go route down the sideline, didn't turn around as the pass was at his back, didn't even see it coming, and it falls incomplete. 3rd down and 5.
Obviously miscommunication on that play because Garza, like you said, was looking down the field and not expecting that one at all.
3rd down and 5, and we talked about the Rattler crowd, which has been silent. They're on their feet making some noise here in the 3rd and 5 play. Ball on the 35-yard line of the Tigers. Presas takes the snap, fires, and that pass is complete. And there's that touch you were talking about, David, as he finds his man, Gilbert Vela, to about the 41-yard line, moves the chains on a big 3rd down, converts for the first.
And it was just royal, calm, cool, and collected in the pocket. Was starting to collapse. He got a guy coming right in his face. He just kind of, finger rolls that thing over the defender's arms and right into the hands of his receiver.
And I was looking at that formation. I was like, well, are they going to run the ball here? They only have 2 wide receivers. No, it's Gilbert Vela out of the backfield.
Hand off to Vela. This time takes it right side, caught up near the hash mark and brought down for negative yardage. That time they had the carry sniffed out.
That may be the first play that I can think of in the entire game that they've actually held them for negative yards.
Yeah, on a running play for sure, yeah, absolutely. To the running backs, I mean. 2nd down and 10 at the 39.
Well, lost a couple of yards, actually, Alex. 2nd down and 12, so not good here for the Tigers. You don't want to give the ball back. We always talk about that, giving the ball right back after score. They don't want to do that here.
4 receivers set, 1 man in the backfield. Presas takes a snap. This time he drops back from the shotgun. He's looking long. He was looking to air it out. He's going to fire left side. That pass is intercepted down the right sideline. And he's got some running room and out of bounds inside the 25. They're going to say out of bounds at the 22-yard line. That's Ivan Garcia, the defensive back with the interception. And we talked about it in the first half that the Rio Grande City Rattlers were going to be looking for a big play to change the momentum. I think they found it.
And Ivan Garcia didn't do anything special, anything different than what every other defender does, and he was just reading the quarterback's eyes, and he had an opportunity there as Presas was back on his heels, and he kind of threw the ball, didn't get a lot under it, and it was just a free-for-all and took it down the line.
That reminds me of the old Drew Bledsoe fall-away jumper, dangerous pass, and you just pray that it ended up in a blue shirt's hands. And right now it's 1st and 10 for the Rattlers at the 23. Handoff right side to Costello, trying to hit the corner. He stayed on his feet. He got inside the 20-yard line.
Worse than giving the ball back out, through a punt is giving it over on an interception and then giving the ball also, or they have the ball, inside your own territory. So good here news for the Rio Grande City. Bad break for the Tigers.
Ball in the 17 as the third quarter comes to a close. At the end of 36 minutes of football action, it's the Tigers leading the Rattlers 28-14, but the Rattlers are mounting a comeback. This is Valley High School football, Mercedes football on 956sports.com. Quickly want to thank our sponsors, our friends at McDonald's, once again returning for another year with 956sports.com. Our friends at the Payne Auto Group and South Texas College. Thank you all very much for being a part of Valley High School football here this season. Again, we're here at Joe R. Sanchez Stadium in Rio Grande City. Mercedes taking on the Rattlers, 32-4A action. Alex Silbarrio alongside Carlos Robledo, David Fox. Glad to have you aboard here on 956sports.com. It was 7-7. Tigers scored 21 unanswered. At the end of the first half, Rattlers finally get on the scoreboard. Now they're driving again after a big interception, trying to get this game back within 7.
Every procedure here against Rio Grande City. Number 19 moved.
Well, that'll cool the momentum a little bit. It would have been 2nd down and 4 from the 17. It was going to be 2nd down and 9 from the 22. So NG3, Noe Gonzalez III, calling out the signals at the line. Now steps back into the shotgun. Gonzalez takes the low snap. Quarterback run across the 20, and he's brought down after about a 5-yard pickup there. It's going to be 3rd down and probably about 5 yards to go for Rio Grande City on this drive.
Looked like Alex Martinez was there for the Mercedes Tigers making that big stop. If he doesn't make that stop, you're going to have him turn the corner and probably pick up a quick 6 points.
3rd down, and they're going to say 6. Ball just inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. So 2 yards shy about where they had it before the penalty. Gonzalez steps back into the shotgun. Extra tight end in there. Gonzalez takes the snap, handoff, goes to Costello. He's going to keep those legs churning and backwards. He kept those legs moving, and he picks up the 1st down. That's just forward momentum right there. Takes it to the 11-yard line.
Caught the Mercedes Tigers blitzing it. I don't know if it was a run blitz or they thought that they were to come out passing, but they blitzed right up the middle, but the running back doing a good job of sidestepping the tacklers and picking up the 1st down.
1st and 10, ball at the 11-yard line. They get inside the 1. It's another 1st down. Here's Costello, the ball carrier, up the right hash. Gets to about the 10-yard line, so not much there. Maybe about a yard pickup.
If you're a Rio Grande City Rattler fan, you really got to like the way Costello is out there. He's a little guy, but certainly very, very quick and elusive. You got to like the way he's playing right now.
Extra tight end again there for the Rattlers. Fake the handoff. Costello back to pass. Fires. End zone deflected and incomplete. Great job defensively by Jordan Aguilar, sticking his hand in there to prevent the reception. Cesar Martinez, the intended target for the Rattlers.
One of the good things about the defense for the Mercedes Tigers is every time that they've been tested vertically, they've come through and held off the offensive team. So, it's a tough secondary that you're facing. Rio Grande City may be better off just running the ball.
That was Martinez they were trying to go to there. He's got 8 touchdowns, almost number 9 there.
Huge 3rd down, 3rd and 9, ball at the 10-yard line. Quarterback keeper there from NG3 takes it up that right side, and he's going to be shy of the 1st down stripe. Brought down at about the 3.5, 4-yard line. We'll see where they mark it officially when they mark and put it up on the hash mark. But it is going to be 4th down. And the fans here in Rio Grande City just saying go for it.
Same play.
4th down and 3. Extra tight end again. NG3.
Yep, that's twice they've done that.
And we have a penalty marker down, an illegal procedure, false start against the Rattlers.
Yeah, and the Tigers are doing a little bit of shifting on that play. They the linebacker and the tackle both move at the same time, and they're switching positions. One guy gets up, the other one gets down, and it's making the offensive side of the ball move.
Kicking unit coming in here for Rio Grande City. They are going to kick the field goal. 10:04 to play.
Yeah, you got to get some points out of this. It's a smart play right here after that turnover. Remember, this is after that interception. It's been a long series of downs, but...
So Garrett Gonzalez, number 93, the left-footed kicker, puts it through the uprights. Looked like it was about a 26-yard field goal. And it's good. So with 10 minutes exactly remaining in the football game, the Tigers lead the Rattlers 28-17. And again, penalties stalling that drive of Rio Grande City because, man, they sure did have a lot of it after that interception.
You know, that's been the story of the game. They've killed the momentum every single time they've had an opportunity to go down and score, and that certainly would have been huge. They would have put them down only by one score, you know, but momentum certainly still on their side, and maybe not as strong of a momentum swing as they had earlier on, but you know, you can see the coaching staff sitting there talking to the players down on the sidelines, keeping them pumped up and making sure that they know that this is a big kickoff and no way that they need to forget what their responsibilities are.
And I'm sure Rio Grande City has to feel good defensively of being down there in the field. And so far, you know, the Tigers held scoreless in that quarter, have been held scoreless in the entire second half. Remember, the score was 28-7. And here the second half, the Tigers have been unable to put the ball in the end zone, a turnover and a punt. So the Rattler defense has to feel good about what they have done so far in this second half.
It's 28-17 Tigers. Let's see what the Rattlers elect to do here as Garrett Gonzalez in to kick it away. And I was kind of anticipating an onside there, so didn't get it all the way down towards the 5-yard line, and then a great hit to kill the momentum on the return. On the return there was Edgar Arevalo for the Tigers. It'll be at the 24-yard line for the Mercedes offense to take over.
Making that big hit there, Isaac Rodriguez for the Rio Grande City Rattlers. He's got a player down for the Mercedes Tigers.
Take a look ahead here quickly, guys, at what's up for both of these teams. Mercedes, again, gets Valley View next week. Again, back-to-back road games. So Valley View, who hasn't been very, very strong so far this season. And then you get the meat of the schedule, at least, near the end. But, Mercedes will have a lot of momentum, provided you can get through this game and get through Valley View. Ed Couch-Elsa on the 25th of October. Roma on the 1st of November, and then Mission High School in Mercedes. So,
and all of those opponents, including Valley View. I know Valley View's having a down year, but they always play the Tigers very, very well. They do a really good job of that offense that they run over there. And last year was a very, very close game between Mercedes and Valley View. So anything can happen in that game next week.
And for Rio Grande City, we mentioned that Mercedes have had at least one tough test so far with veterans. As for Rio Grande City, they still have to play Mission next week, Veterans Memorial, and Ed Couch-Elsa. That's why we mentioned how much bigger of a game this is as we get a run by Vela down the left side. Isaac Vela still on his feet, changing gears across midfield, across the 45, trying to push the defender. He knocks him out of bounds at about the 42-yard line, inside Rattler territory.
There's a flag, but they're going to pick it up because it's going to go against Rio Grande City, and I think they already picked it up.
It's over there on the 20. That one actually looks yellow.
Well, it's going to be offsides against Rio Grande City.
Good offsides. On the defense. Penalties refused.
They don't give us a number.
Be a first down.
Phil cheated. That's a big play right there. Tigers needed some momentum, and Isaac Vela doing the job there. Just some bad tackling, unfortunately, for the Rio Grande City Rattlers, but good job there by Isaac Vela because this offense really hasn't had much going in the second half. So they need a little spark there, and they got it through the running game.
1st and 10, ball at the 42-yard lines. Tigers trying to do something offensively here. 3 receivers set. Handoff goes to Vela again. This time the red jerseys. Wow. I don't know what you call a group of Rattlers, but there was a group of them there that brought him down.
You also like to see that, good sportsmanship right here by one of the members of the Rattlers. I did actually get his number, and let me go ahead and mention his name. And Ivan got to see his parents would be proud. And went in there, made the tackle against Gilbert Vela. No trash talking, no one in his face. He just picked him up, patted him on the back, and saying, "Good job." I like when we see that good sportsmanship down on the field.
A group of rattlesnakes is called a Roomba, guys.
You Googled that pretty quick there.
A Roomba of Rattlers. That's alliteration at its finest. Here's Presas back to pass, firing, dangerous throw. That pass is caught.
Oh my gosh, what an adjustment!
Fantastic grab by Joshua Garza. Haven't called his name, but maybe he's a fourth quarter superstar because that was a dangerous pass play. He did everything he could to get position at the last moment to bring that one down. First down for the Tigers.
What an amazing adjustment by Joshua Garza there. He went up, caught the ball at its highest point. It looked like he twisted his back because he's walking slowly a little bit there.
Totally overthrew that pass to him. He had to turn defender over there and go back and make the interception.
First and 10 of the 14. Handoff goes to Vela. Takes it right side. Doesn't see a hole developing. Finds his way through. Just slithers his way through. No pun intended. Inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
No, you're exactly right. That's the perfect way to describe it because he goes in one way, just kind of puts his head down and just kind of moving and looking for a little seam and finding it. He's just so sneaky down there. And that's just some nice little nifty running there by Gilbert Vela.
So 6-yard pickup on what looked like was going to be about a no gain or maybe even a 1-yard loss. Ended up turning into 6 yards. So second down and 4 for Mercedes. Ball is on the 8-yard line. They can still pick up a first down. Here's Presas, takes it himself, has plenty of room, just scampers his way. One last hit as he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
You're not going to stop that train once it gets coming downhill.
Well, and he was actually running the read option, and nobody went in there so he can read off of. He put the ball out there, and both backs went in opposite directions, so he just takes off running. Kind of a blown play right there, but you're exactly right, David. You've got that much momentum, and you're a big 200-pounder moving down the field. You're not going to stop him once he's inside the 5-yard line.
34-17. Here comes Mercedes to try to kick the extra point. And that one is up. There's a penalty marker down. The kick was good. We'll see what the infraction is. But all signs indicate that it is now 35-17, and that might be just about enough here for Rio Grande City. Some of the folks already headed towards the exits.
Let's go back to that touchdown play. Carlos, I could see your facial expression as the ball was thrown. Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable.
I was like, no, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, you know what you're doing.
But, yeah, you got those skilled receivers out there. They're going to bail you out every once in a while, and that's what Joshua, Garza did on that play. Is just go out there, such a quick guy, jump ball situation, like you said, went up there and grabbed it at his highest point. He grabbed down the rebound the way Dennis Rodman would, just fighting for the ball. And when you have that type of talent out there, you can do that. I don't know if it was miscommunication by Garza. I don't know if Garza ran the wrong route or Presas threw it wrong. Either way, it worked out for both of them. But also what was key in that drive is the long run by Isaac Vela to break it open a little bit to get this drive going and get that momentum and get the ball into Rattler territory. So once again, the passing game, the running game, Tigers look good here in the second half. Now they do anyway.
It was a personal foul, I believe, against the Tigers, but the extra point is good.
Also want to compliment Rio Grande City on the scoreboard. You got, lots of awesome scoreboards across the Rio Grande Valley. Bobby Morrow Stadium, Bobby Lackey Stadium, Sam Stadium, all very, very nice. I really like the design here by Rio Grande City. You got the bricks, on the bottom, and then those nice little arches, and then the beautiful big scoreboard. I think it's, I don't know if it's the biggest in the valley. I think it is the biggest in the valley. Not only the screen, but the entire board. Got all those great advertisers out there, South Texas College and whatnot. So congratulations, Rio Grande City, on your scoreboard.
Actually, the personal foul, against Mercedes. So here comes Rio Grande City on the return. And they get to about the 17-yard line. It's very Texas, the way it's designed. With the limestone, with the steel arch on the top. You got the limestone again on the bottom, the brick.
And one of the lucky things about us is we get to travel all across the valley and see all the different types of stadiums and scoreboards and everything. And I really like the atmosphere. I like the carnival-like food that they have here, the potatoes and all that stuff. And everyone's so friendly. Everyone's real nice
phenomenal.
up here in Starr County. Great hospitality.
Hospitality here has always been tremendous. They've treated us very well through our coverage here, covering either Rio or La Grulla. 35-17 our scores. Rio Grande City's going to take over. 7:52 left in the football game. Officials talking something over here. Very low scoring game between Donna and Vela. 6-3. Donna leads Vela in the fourth quarter. Here's a run by Costello, right side. Penalty marker coming out here. And it's a great run, about a 15-yard run. They got to the 30-yard line, but again, this one probably coming back as the penalty marker is over near the vicinity of holding.
Yeah, it looked like the receiver that was out there just held his guy a little too long, right?
We'll wait for... Yep. Called it exactly right there, Dave. It'll be half the distance here.
Some of the things they're going to have to clean up definitely are some of those penalties. But Rio Grande City's certainly very explosive, especially here in the second half. You get Martinez back into the game a little bit. The Tigers have done an outstanding job of taking him out of the game. He's been real quiet.
Getting some consistency is what Rio Grande City needs at this point, because they've certainly got a lot of talent. 35-17. Our score here, 7.5 to go here in the football game. Gonzalez loses the snap. It was low for the beginning. Ball still loose. I don't know who jumped on it. I believe the Tigers have the football. They do. It'll be first and goal for the Tigers at about the 1-yard line.
It's Hinojosa, isn't it?
Looks like it. Ricky Hinojosa, number 93. Is that who came up with it? It sure is. And there was a late flag on there. Hopefully it's not against Mercedes. If it is, it's probably going to be some type of personal foul, which will move them back to about the 15-yard line.
But wow.
Yeah, that's not what the Rio Grande City Rattlers needed. Of course, there's some mental errors there. The turnover right here. This is their second turnover now in this game.
Officials still talking this one over as they pick up the pink flags.
And I don't think Rio Grande City was going to come back in this game.
No, but they certainly, Carlos said, always have an opportunity to try to get it close.
It was, offset penalty. Yeah, either get a first down, but also you want to start working on next week's game. You want to start, getting some momentum, getting something positive out of this game. You jump back into this game. It was 17-28 earlier, and now it's 35. You gave a defensive drive. That's kind of like the last thing. You don't want to give the ball here and give them the ball inside the 5.
So handoff goes to Vela. Nice little sidestep. Hit L2 on his control pad and into the end zone for the touchdown. Just sidestepped the would-be tackler. Probably would have scored anyway, and he just lunged forward. But nevertheless, he gets in. 41-17 our score.
Score certainly not indicative of what could have happened in the second half if it had been for just a couple of mental errors, I guess you want to call it, on the Rio Grande City side.
Yeah, you take away the penalty they had over here instead of a extra field goal. Maybe it's a touchdown. It makes it 21-28 instead.
Nor the way the game started, guys. Mercedes scored on the first drive. Rio Grande City answered back almost immediately to make it 7-7, and it took Mercedes a couple more drives before they took the lead, 14-7.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as if Mercedes, Rio made a lot more of their own mistakes to keep themselves away. Mercedes made some great plays throughout the game defensively, but Rio Grande City shot themselves in the foot quite a bit tonight.
Many times.
Well, this certainly is also an improvement over last week. Giving up all those yards and giving up 36 points to PSJ Southwest. So it certainly is an improvement. I'm sure Coach Uribe, when we talk to him after the game, do a little post-game interview, he's going to, probably talk a little bit about his defense, because they have been, kind of I don't want to say criticized, but it's something they've certainly had to improve on. They're the 5th-ranked defense, out of 8, so you're in the lower half there of the district. So you certainly want to improve that if you want to go after a district title and challenge, the Ed Cal Chelseas, the Missions, and the Mission Vets of the district. So that's something I'm sure he's going to be very happy and proud to talk about, is how his defense stepped it up here tonight.
So they're in to kick the extra point. And that one is up and good. 7:20 to play in the football game here. The Tigers have busted this one open as they lead at 42-17 over Rio Grande City.
Joel Garcia doing another great job of taking that high snap and getting it down just enough time to give Moranda to kick that to the goalpost. And Carlos, you talked about the importance of that as the season progresses and going off into the playoffs, and the importance of having somebody that you're comfortable with as a kicker to hold the ball and making sure that your timing isn't messed up.
Sure, and you got to hand it to Roel Garcia. I mean, plays offense, plays defense. He's
Special
the punter,
teams.
and he's the holder. And then not only that, he can also probably, I think he's in on one of those rushers when they're attempting field goals and extra points. So
I'm still waiting to see him throw the ball, but, I'm
he
sure
could throw the ball and, sell Cracker Jacks and other stuff at halftime if he wanted to. Rene Perez is going to go over 1,000 yards now. He came into this game at 980 yards passing, so it was over 1,000 yards now on the season. Very, very good for him. This offense, they were averaging 307 yards a game. They probably are close to that here tonight. And not a bad game here for Mercedes. They needed to put a complete game together, offensively, defensively, 2 second halves. They kind of played one half better than the other against Mission Vets. This game, they put it a complete half, and the defense really stepped it up and came into play here tonight.
Mercedes kicks it off here to Rio Grande City. He's going to be picked up at about the 23-yard line, down the right sideline, and out of bounds at about the 35. Baseball score to pass along to you guys. 2-2 game, top of the 7th inning, game 1 of the National League Championship Series between the Dodgers and the Cardinals. Game 1 of the Detroit-Boston American League Series will be tomorrow night. Roma up on Mission High School 28-22 in the 4th quarter, guys. That's a surprise.
Roma's kind of had an up and down year. Last week, of course, they lost to Rio Grande City, but the week before that, they almost beat Ed Cal Chelsea.
Yeah, they took them into double overtime.
So it's just kind of one of those, what kind of team's going to show up?
Absolutely. Well, the same can be said about Ed Cal Chelsea. Probably the same can be said by all the teams up top of 32-4A right now.
Well, one of the things about Ed Cal Chelsea, they're high-powered. They're a very, very good football team. What they need to do is clean up. I think they had 5 turnovers in that game against Roma, and the same thing against Laredo Alexander. I know Laredo Alexander is a 5A team, but they expected to go up to Laredo and win that game. But once again, there was turnovers in that game. So Ed Cal Chelsea needs to clean that up.
Gonzalez fires left side. It's complete at the 43-yard line. That's Longoria with the reception there for Rio Grande City.
Brian Lozano in on the defensive play there for the Tigers.
Coach Joe Marichalado there at Ed Cal Chelsea has done an excellent job of stepping into the shoes over there as the new head coach for Ed Cal Chelsea. And I'm sure in a couple of weeks he's going to have his troops ready to go, and that game's going to take place at the Jungle in Mercedes. If you're in town, Alex, you're not in Houston, we'd love to have you in on that game. Do another 3-man booth.
Be a phenomenal matchup. 5 receivers set. Here's Gonzalez, quarterback draw to about the 45-yard line.
Notice how he didn't commit.
Yeah,
flying down.
Very non-committal.
I got to look at the schedule, to be honest with you.
We gave you an out. If you're here.
If you're in town.
If I'm in town, I will be there.
Sounds good.
We can hook him up with some Formaggio pizza after the game.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Have you tried the Formaggio pizza?
I have not.
It's
my gosh.
Local pizza eatery there in Mercedes.
Here's Gonzalez back to pass. Wow, what a grab there
Martinez.
by Martinez again. Gets inside Tiger territory at the 44-yard line. And,
Another Rattler first down.
you know, guys, this Rattler team may scare me as they continue to get better down in the rest of the season. If I'm Ed Couch, if I'm Mission Veterans, Mission High School, I'm studying the tape from this game in particular.
Yeah, and you talked about it, consistency. They can just get a little bit more consistent. They can be very dangerous.
Gonzalez out of the shotgun, empty backfield, back to pass, trying to step up in the pocket, and just nearly got away. But a great job with tackle there by number 90, Jose Almaraz, to just stop what could have been a big run there for Gonzalez.
I'd like to see those big defensive linemen there. A lot of times they don't get called, their number called, and get to make those open field tackles. Almaraz right there, excellent job of stopping the quarterback.
Sherryland up on Edinburgh, guys, 49-0. Here's Gonzalez, swings it right side. It's complete about the 45-yard line.
Fumble.
And the ball may have come loose there. Tigers say they have it, and they do. Hanging on to the football.
3 turnovers for Rio Grande City. That has also hurt the mental errors in this game for Rio Grande City. And you have 3 turnovers, you're not going to win games. I don't care how good you are. Tell me when you have a Donna score. I'd like to know how my coach over there, Ramiro Leal, Coach Leal, is doing over there against Edinburgh Vela.
Well, Donna's still up 6-3 on Vela in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Playing soccer or?
Well, those are 2 good football teams. You've covered a little bit of Donna there, Alex, and you know they've had their problems. And Bilio Yanis is out for the season with a torn ACL, so they've had their problems at running back. And Vela, you know, they're for real. They beat Edinburgh last week 51-0. So it was going to be interesting to see which team and how this game would shake out between those 2.
I think those are 2 teams in Edinburgh, Vela and Donna, that next year they will both be fantastic. I think there's a lot of junior talent on those teams, and when you give them one more year to improve, you know, Vela hasn't taken them long to get up there. You know, granted they've got a lot of kids funneled their way from the junior highs. But
did you get a chance to talk about Monty Bowen at all when you were there in Donna, the sophomore running back?
Absolutely, and you know he's got an opportunity to be a star.
Yeah.
They got to find more ways to get him involved in the offense.
He's probably going to be the starting quarterback next year.
Well, they run him out of Wildcat sets for now, and just trying to get him the blockers he needs to do anything on those direct snaps. And you know they've had. I think that's one of the issues they've had is the quarterback position. They've gone through 3 different ones. Amane Bowen certainly has taken snaps in every single game this year, but Austin Nash is their guy right now. But they've made a lot of changes, trying different guys, different formations. Here's Presas, run left side to Vela. It's 4:21 to play here.
There's also, I don't, the name escapes me, but you know when I was there all summer working on my series on them, the coach said, you know, take a look over there, this big 6'2" guy over there on the JV squad, a JV quarterback with a cannon of an arm, about 6'2", and said he could probably play varsity for us as well next year. So I don't know if it's going to be Bowen or that JV kid next year. So they have some talent there in Donna. I know we're at a Mercedes game, but you know, Donna, look out for them next year.
Absolutely. I mean, they're still a threat this year, and obviously they're up 6-3 right now on the SaberCats. Of course, that district really led by Edinburgh North right now.
Yeah, Edinburgh North and Sherryland, that's going to be a heck of a game, you know, to cover, to watch, and to follow most definitely, because Sherryland, of course, Ron Adame, Mercedes native, has done a great job year in and year out. First, you know, of course, the past few years as the offensive coordinator, now these last 2 years as the head football coach. And so that's going to be certainly a game to watch, because Edinburgh North, they got all that talent back from last season, and they're just turning it up this year. Guys,
8 seconds remaining in Donna. Edinburgh Vela ties it at 6.
Wow. Could be one of those games.
Three-run homer hit by Vela there to tie it up in the 9th.
6-6, huh? Wow.
Coach Gabe Pena there made a nice adjustment.
Absolutely. No. That's Economides.
Oh, wrong school.
Yeah. Michael Salinas, Coach Mike Salinas, making the adjustment.
Tigers get up to the line of scrimmage here at the 48-yard line of the Rattlers. Up 42-17, time ticking down. Presas taking the snap. He's going to take it himself. Look at that big body move. 40 across to the 35-yard line. Looks like he wanted to get in on the action.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Johnny Cash song, right? I hear a train coming.
Are you making a comment about Presas' weight there?
I'm saying he's a freight train coming down the track when he runs up the middle.
You know what? We may have to get a video of you trying to tackle Presas.
Yeah,
put that up on 956sports.com.
It won't be funny at all.
There's no more cartilage in that knee anyway, so
it's all steel. Yeah. It's all steel.
Handoff right side. It's Vela to the 35 and spins ahead to the 30.
New runner there.
Actually, pardon me. That's not Vela. That's number 20, Jesus Rios, junior running back for Mercedes. And they are going to overtime between Donna and Edinburgh Vela at Cat Stadium.
Wow, so a late field goal tied it up. Clutch there for the kicker of Edinburgh Vela.
Harlingen 67, Brownsville Pace 6.
Harlingen's another team that continues to reload. Brandon Garza at quarterback doing an excellent job. Manny Gomez as well as the head coach. You know, you've been to Harlingen, you ever covered Harlingen football, you know they just reload, they just eat, breathe, and just love football. It's similar to the way it is in Mercedes, but it's just at a different level because it's a 5A school.
Boy, 32-5A sure is like the AFC West, isn't it? It's the Broncos and everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, this year's a little bit different.
Well, Harlingen South is pretty good. Bird Bowl,
That's true.
Look out for Bird Bowl here pretty soon. Harlingen South is undefeated as well. So I don't know. I know they're undefeated in 32-5A. I don't know if they're undefeated. I think they are undefeated for the whole season as well. So that's going to be a good game. It always is because it's such a big rivalry. But I think this year they're more evenly matched up.
It's good to see South back.
Absolutely.
After there's some down years after the Alan Cherry years, or especially during the Alan Cherry years, that Harlingen South was just struggling. Now they're back to it's 1A and 1B really with Harlingen South in that district. Rio Grande City takes a timeout, 42-17. Again, looking ahead, Valley View next week for Donna. For Mercedes. And then Ed Couch, Elsa, Roma, and Mission High School. And you know what? You're right. You know, I think I'm overlooking Roma a little bit, guys. But that sure is a tough way to end your season, 3 in a row.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But you know, the Tigers are used to it. That's the way their schedule was last year. And Roma always plays Mercedes tough. So does Mission. Ed Couch-Elsa, they get up for Mercedes every year. That's a given right there.
Roma is away, right?
I think Roma is away.
Mm-hmm.
Ed Couch-Elsa's at home. Mission's going to be at home as well.
Yes.
So
Rio Grande City is at Mission next week, and Mission will be anxious to get a victory if their score against Roma holds up here. As we get another ball carrier here, number 35, Jose Gonzalez, senior running back. So we're under 2 minutes to go now.
I think if you're Mercedes, you're happy. You're more content now as where your team is. You've seen them play. You know, like we talked about earlier, you've got your game improved. Now just go in there, take care of business against Valley View, because you know that Ed Couch-Elsa's game is going to have, you know, implications as far as playoff season is concerned, and maybe even for the district. It could be for a district title. I mean, you still have a couple of games after that. But if you're Coach Uribe, you like where you're at right now. You get to go against Valley View next week. You know, hopefully just polish things up against them. And of course, take care of business against Valley View. You don't want that to be one of those games where we'll just take it easy against Valley View, because they're kind of down this year.
Mm-hmm.
But But if you're a Mercedes Tiger fan, you got to be happy where your team is at right now.
Absolutely.
You know, when Isaiah Garza went down with the car accident, you know, things were like, okay, now what are we going to do? Who's our backup quarterback? We don't even know our backup quarterback. Oh, it's this guy Presas who was on the JV. You know, so everybody and all the journalists, you know, all of us who follow football, you know, you go back and you look at the predictions. Nobody predicted Mercedes to go to the playoffs.
There's that one deflected, tip, and falls incomplete.
You know, but that's why you got to play it on the field. You got to play the game. You can look at all those predictions, whether it's Channel 4, Channel 5, you know, the monitor, us at 956sports.com. You really don't know. We don't follow JV football. Mm-hmm. We don't know what's going on.
We've got 54 schools to cover
exactly.
on the varsity level.
So we're not going to go and cover JV as well to see what's coming up. Now, sometimes you can find out by talking to the coaches. That's why I was talking about that JV football player from Donna. But you really don't know. So all you can go on is by what happened last year and who's coming back. That's why it's so important when you read, you know, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Okay, who's coming back? They have, you know, 10 on offense and 9 on defense.
Gonzalez pass falls incomplete. Nice hit on defense.
And then what was their record? Well, the record last year was, you know, 9-1, and they got all these players coming back. Well, heck yeah, they're going to be good. I mean, that's why Ed Coach Chelsea was predicted, because they went 3 deep into the playoffs, and they have all these players coming back.
Yeah, I think they only lost 3 players from the team from last year. They went 3 deep.
You know, and when you do all these predictions, it's really the only thing you can go on. You don't know. You know, every year, every single one of these teams loses a big chunk of players.
Yep.
And you don't know, again, how good those JV teams are. It's not like we get a sport ticker of all the JV scores, you know, that we can look back and research and see how good they are. Here's a run down the sideline here by Martinez. Across the 30, across the 20, loses a man to the 10, the 5, touchdown Rattlers.
That's number 9 for number 10.
Yep.
That was a tough stiff arm he put out there at about the 12-yard line.
And let the music go. They'll celebrate it down 42-23.
So the Rattlers get on the scoreboard again here in the fourth quarter. Make it 42-23. Another quick score to pass along for Rio Grande City fans. Gruya falls to Raymondville at Raymondville 35-21. McAllen Memorial beats McAllen Rowe in overtime 35-28.
What was that score again?
35-28 McAllen Memorial in overtime over Rowe.
Wow. Tough break for McAllen Rowe when Justin Owens went down, a talented quarterback. I did a story on him a couple of weeks ago. Just a great kid, you know, stepping in the shoes of Javi Obregón, was having a great year until that injury ended for him, and even the backup quarterback was also injured. So tough goings over there for Paul Reyes and over there at McAllen Rowe.
Lopez scores for Edinburgh Vela to make it 13-6 in the overtime. Now Donna will have a chance to answer. Never mind. Aldo Silva scores 2 plays later for Donna. It's now 13-12.
Extra point pending.
Extra point pending. The magic of Twitter.
Got to work. We'll take it.
55 seconds to go in this one. It's 42-24.
That's crazy, right? Remember, there used to be a time where you'd have to listen to the radio after the game driving home.
When I worked at Channel 4 and we needed scores, we called every stadium in the Valley hoping that they would pick up the phone and give us the score. That's how we found out the scores.
Yeah, I mean, we were still.
I had one guy who would call all the stadiums and he'd be writing down the scores. That's all he did all night. Boom, boom, boom.
We were still doing that when I was at the TV station in 2008.
Sure.
2009. Yeah, there's an onside kick just scooped up there midfield, and Mercedes will have the football with 53 seconds to go.
Now everybody posts the scores, Facebook, you know, and everyone's doing it, whether it's the TV stations, the news stations, or fans.
Extra point good. Donna 13, Edinburgh Vela 13. Second overtime coming up.
Awesome. It's good to see Aldo Silva come back. He tore his ACL during the spring, and he was out. They weren't even sure he was going to come back at all to play for his senior year, but he rehabbed the entire summer and bounced back. Good job by the trainers over there. To Mark Lozano, one of them, good friend of ours, and so it's good to see him back in action. Talking about Silva.
Presses will kneel it here. He's going to have to do it probably one more time for this game to end. Edinburgh prevents the shutout as they are able to get a field goal on Sherryland, 49-3. Edinburgh trails the Rattlers, the Sherryland Rattlers. Now the Tigers again in victory formation, looking to kneel it. One more time to complete the victory. There it is, and with 15 seconds left, they won't have to run another play. So in Rio Grande City, the Mercedes Tigers use a phenomenal effort from the Velas. Both Isaac and Gilbert took a 28-7 lead into the intermission and were able to hold on despite a late rally by Rio Grande City, and they win the football game here at Joe R. Sanchez Stadium, 42-24. And again, the Tigers just were great on offense here tonight, led by Presses. But again, it was this time it was Vela, the two Velas that did everything here on the run for Mercedes.
Yeah, Isaac Vela or Gilbert Vela, both very, very talented. Of course, this offense has to go through René Presses. He's the one that gets the ball on every snap, and another fantastic job done by him. And now it's time to clean a couple of things up, take care of business against Valley View, and get ready for that big game against Ed Calchels in a couple of weeks.
So with the victory, Mercedes improves to 4-2 on the season, now 3-0 in District 32 4A. Their winning streak is up to 3 in a row, and they've won 4 out of their last 5 games. Rio Grande City, with the loss, falls to 2-4 in the season. Their first loss in District 32 4A, they're 2-1. Their 2-game winning streak comes to an end. They're now 1-2 here at Joe R. Sanchez Stadium. Mercedes on the road now 3-1 away from Tiger Stadium. So great job again by Mercedes going into someone else's stadium, and you talk about a young team growing up quickly, and Mercedes having to do that on the road. They've done a phenomenal job of growing up on the road. Awesome effort here again by Mercedes. Next week they will have Valley View. Rio Grande City, on the other hand, they will travel to Tom Landry Stadium to take on the Mission Eagles. Guys, any final thoughts on this one?
Just like to say, remind everybody who's listening to this broadcast or watching it delayed here later on tonight on Friday, look for highlights later on on probably Saturday or Sunday. We'll have some highlights up with you with, of course, Alex play-by-play. And also post-game, we'll have a post-game interview with Coach Uribe. Also, we'll be posting that later on Saturday on 956sports.com.
All right. David, any final words?
Nope. Enjoyed the game, enjoyed the hospitality, and wish everybody a safe trip home.
And the spiral potatoes and the fajita tacos, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, those were absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Thanks a lot for being with us, Alex.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. So, for our entire 956 Sports crew, Darren running the camera, thank you very much. And thanks to everyone with the 956 Sports crew. For everyone, for Carlos Robledo, for David Fox, my name is Alex Del Barrio saying so long from Joe R. Sanchez Stadium in Rio Grande City. Our final score for the final time tonight, the Tigers knock off the Rattlers 42-24. This has been a presentation of 956 Sports. So long, everyone.